You remember the Snow Bowl, don't you?
Let's go, Brady! Here he is, moving down on Brady. Calls the fumble! Going forward, can you believe what is happening?
Snow Bowl, baby.
You guys sure you want to talk to me?
Won the game for New England.
Nobody wants to talk to the kicker.
I could care less about what happened here, though.
The revenge thing, it doesn't matter. We're trying to win a game.
Touchdown, Raiders!
Man, this is huge.
Who's playing in January?
Brady throwing end zone, touchdown!
That's what it's all about.
To the east of San Francisco Bay lies Oakland, California, and Network Associates Coliseum, the home of the Raider Nation. Tonight, the New England Patriots challenge the Oakland Raiders. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us. Less than a year ago, in a playoff snowstorm, the tuck rule changed the course of a season and the fate of two franchises. One team went home angry. The other went on to win the Super Bowl. Fast forward to this year, we have seen a pass-happy offense, a hot quarterback, and a 4-game losing streak for both the Patriots and the Raiders. One other similarity, they are both 5-4 and both desperately need a win tonight. Sometimes a quarterback is asked to manage a game, sometimes not just to lose it. But, Joe, tonight, they're asking the quarterback to go out and win it.
So what else is new for these franchises, Mike? Rich Gannon set a record the other night, and now Tom Brady threw 55 passes last week. Both of these guys will have to have their part. And isn't Tom Brady a great story? From 4th string 2 years ago to Super Bowl MVP. The biggest concern that he had is he didn't want to be a one-year wonder. Well, he certainly hasn't been. And the thing that you want to have is the respect of your opponents. Talking to Bill Romanowski yesterday, he pointed out the fact that Tom Brady is the type of a quarterback who keeps plays alive, whether it's calling his own pass play like he did in the last game to win it, whether it's avoiding a sack or just stripping a defender from a possible interception. These are all the things that he's capable of doing. But the neatest thing I found, Paul, was when he had a chance to talk to him. Tom Brady said, wouldn't it be really great if we could win another Super Bowl? He's so excited about the opportunity, and it's here. Well, he wants another one. But in the case of Rich Gannon, he's still looking for that first one.
Yeah, Joe, just think about Rich Gannon. In the last 3 years, he's been to the Pro Bowl. He's been the most valuable player twice. And make no mistake, folks, this Raider team is his football team. He is in total control of it. He showed us pinpoint passing on Monday night against the Denver Broncos. 34 out of 38 passes. I mean, that is something. He sets a record. When you look at these Oakland Raiders, you think, well, a year ago they weren't like this. No. They throw the ball 68% of the time. Rich Gannon's completed 70% of his passes. I'm going to tell you, Rich Gannon's 36 years old. He's in the best year of his life. And I'll tell you, he needs to play well if they want to win tonight.
All right, thank you, Paul. Last year in the Snow Bowl, Charles Woodson made the play of his life, or at least he thought he had. Charles Woodson with Susie Colbert when we come back.
It's opinion of almost everybody in the world that the play was a fumble. It should have been called a fumble. That someone would reverse it without conclusive, indisputable visual evidence is just unbelievable.
Al Davis, the owner of the Raiders. Welcome back to Oakland. We're getting ready for the Patriots and the Raiders, a rematch of the Snow Bowl. When Charles Woodson blitzed and knocked the ball away from Tom Brady, the Raiders thought they had it won. But instant replay and the now infamous tuck rule changed everything. Susie, for the Raiders, it is obviously still a bitter memory.
Well, Mike, you're right. Bill Callahan made it absolutely clear this week that any talk of the tuck was going to be taboo. Charles Woodson still venting some of his frustrations, and he joins us here right now. Charles, I know this has been a tough week for you, just preparing for the Patriots. How much did it bring all that frustration flooding back?
There's really no frustration on our part right now. This is a new season. It is not about revenge or anything like that. It's about us going out there and get our championship. They already have theirs, so we got to handle our business.
You took Tom Brady a little by surprise in the pregame. What did you say to him?
No, I just told him, I know he's happy. He got his little ring. He's happy, but we're going to play hard out there tonight. We're coming after him. I told him to have a good game.
How did did comments you made to a Boston writer this week get misconstrued into a guarantee?
Well, you know what? Every game we come out here, I feel like our team is going to win. And this time I just happened to let it come out. So, you know, I'm not worried about that. I know we're going to come out there and play hard, and that's all we can do.
Because of injuries, we know you haven't really played up to your standard. This is a tough receiving core. How do you slow them down?
It's very tough. You know, I'm just trying to find my mojo, you know what I mean? But like I said, I'm going to go out there and leave everything out there on the field, and I look forward to having a good game tonight.
Have a great night. Mike, I think we're finally ready to put the tuck behind us, considering that Woodson is the only starter from that playoff game who's starting for the Raiders tonight.
Susie, you're absolutely right. MasterCard presents ESPN Skycam, innovative technology on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Skycam provides some of the most unique, memorable images ever seen from angles that no other single camera in the world could achieve. We're excited to bring it to you every Sunday night. New England's Tom Brady's been on fire this year. He leads the NFL with 21 touchdown passes. And Rich Gannon leads the league in passing yards and completion percentage. It's a shootout after this.
I don't think there was a...
Janikowski to kick it away to Kevin Falk and Deion Branch. Taken by one of the up men, a short pop-up kick, and they'll have it at the 42.
New England is driven by their receivers. Certainly Tom Brady puts the ball in the air. Troy Brown's been the guy that keeps everything moving. He's their third down converter. Just has a TD, but 57 receptions. As far as Branch goes, Deion Branch is one of those guys. He's a speed merchant. He's a quick receiver. Great addition and complement. They're all about the same side. And David Patton, he's really been their big play guy. He's the one that came up with the winning reception last week, and he has 4 on the year.
Patriots come out with 3 wide receivers. Antoine Smith, the single setback. And Smith on the toss, try and get to the outside. Has a little crease across the 45 to the 47. DeLawrence Grant on the tackle.
I think one of the things about New England, Joe, is really and truly, when you look at their offense, you got a quarterback, but they've got to be able to run the ball with that guy. Antoine Smith has to touch it more.
Well, the thing is he's run almost for 600 yards. I mean, subtly, he's having a pretty good year.
Brady steps up in the pocket and throws incomplete, intended for Brown, and a flag is down. Terrence Shaw was with him defensively.
The nice thing about pass interference, the officials really don't need to call it. You can just let the players do it. They'll do it for you. They're always there, letting you know that they've interfered with someone.
We call holding.
Ed Hockley making the call. 13th year in the league, 11th as a referee. Ed joins us directly from the weight room tonight.
Oh, yeah, he's going to have to cut some holes in that shirt.
Holding, defense, number 26, before the pass. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So the veteran Rod Woodson is called for the hold and not interference on Terrence Shaw.
Both of these sets of wide receivers pose problems if you want to play zones. That's why I think you may see quite a few interference calls or holding calls by the secondary in this game. We saw what Rich Gannon did with the Denver Broncos when they wound up playing zone against them last week.
Brady third in the NFL in yards, number 1 in touchdown passes. Brady short again, and this one is complete to the rookie Deion Branch out of Louisville. Charles Woodson made the stop.
Defensively, everybody talks about, oh, this is like last year, this is like last year. No, Susie made a great point. The only starter on the field for the Raiders from last year is Charles Woodson. This is a rebuilt defense, and now they're finally starting to find themselves. The secondary is getting more comfortable with their communication. The defensive line's putting more pressure.
4-man rush. Brady again with time, throws underneath. And it's his tight end Christian Fourier. They really upgraded their tight end position. got rid of the 4 guys they had last year and signed 3 new, and it's really worked.
Tom Brady is one of those guys that you think he's been around now for a long time, has terrific command of where everyone is on the field. And the big thing about him is he manages a game very well. Mike, you mentioned it. I think managing a game is as important to the quarterback position as any physical skills you possess. And managing it means, how much do I need for a first down? What's the score? What's our field position?
What I've seen in this young man, Michael, is his patience. Now, a year ago when he first got in, he had some happy feet and he would throw the ball. But if you looked on that last play, that ball was not supposed to go to Fourier. It was supposed to go someplace else on the other side of the field. He waited, he was patient, got the ball back to this side.
It will be 3rd and inches, and Troy Brown is the injured Patriot. Their leading receiver, tied for 7th in the NFL coming into the weekend.
Troy Brown is number 80. Just take a look. Oh, he got hit right in the stomach.
Isn't that the worst feeling? You get hit
if it's lower in the stomach, yes.
Well, even the stomach is bad.
That's an injury Hallmark doesn't have a card for. Empty backfield on 3rd and inches. Brady, the quarterback keeper, leans forward to get it and takes a shot as he does from middle linebacker Napoleon Harris.
You know, the one thing that's interesting about Tom Brady is when he walked into the room yesterday is how tall he is.
You know, big kid.
He really is. When you see him around these offensive linemen that are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", he really doesn't look that big. But when you stand up next to him, this is a big man.
6'4", 225. His success is amazing considering he was a 6th-round draft choice. Branch got away from Woodson for a couple more to the 31-yard line.
You see how quickly Tom Brady gets the ball out, but in last week's game against the Bears, he throws what looks to be an interception and winds up stripping the ball away and creating the opportunity to be able to step up, called this play in the huddle, fired off to David Patton with a great tap in the end zone for the winning score. It's the little things he does that has helped this football team get where they are.
2nd and 4, an impressive drive so far. Antoine Smith got to the 30, then driven back. Solid tackle by Napoleon Harris.
The one thing when we were talking about the Raiders being changing on defense and only one guy, Charles Woodson, where they have gotten their strength in, and especially against the running game, is up front. Sam Adams, number 95, and number 97, John Perella. These 2 guys control the middle of the field.
Pretty tough to go inside with all that beef. Another 3rd and short. Brady to throw for it and throws a perfect strike. David Givens lost the ball and appeared to get it back. Only the 6th catch of the year for the rookie out of Notre Dame, and it's a first down.
That ball shot back 12 yards. I'll tell you what.
Matt Light is heads up, recovering it. Here's the move by Givens. Inside, hard on Woodson. Makes his play, tucks it, gets it put away. Woodson knocks it out. Branch is trying to get to it. Got the ball put away. It'll be a reception. Good move by Charles Woodson. And Matt Light winds up being the guy that's going to get the ball.
Now we have a Raider injury. We'll check on that when we come back. We've played a little more than 3.5 minutes. First quarter, no score. Bill Belichick learned his craft as a defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells. This is his 2nd head coaching job. Cleveland before this. And he claimed the ultimate prize a year ago with a Super Bowl victory. Brady wants a screen. Smith. Well, what a job by Perella to get out there and mess up the timing, and then Smith fights back toward the line of scrimmage.
Remember, we had a chance to talk to Bill Callahan yesterday, and he's the kind of coach that I think is perfect for this football team. He has a great temperament. He knows exactly what he wants to tell his guys. And as soon as the Denver game was over, he put down all talk about the Snow Bowl. He said, all we're going to do is focus on the forward.
Very bright, very pleasant guy. Was John Gruden's offensive coordinator and the offensive line coach. Brady, little snap throw to Branch, and Branch can only get to the 25, maybe gains a half a yard. Nice tackle by Torrey James.
Torrey James was the guy. Perella was pursuing from the inside on the play before, and Torrey James was the guy that made the play. Here's Torrey James now on a pass play. He's back out. Watch this. Watch how quick he gets there. You get yourself ready in a football position. You're square to make the tackle, and you make it for a 1-yard gain.
3rd and 9 on the opening drive for New England. Blitz coming. Brown, who's back in the ball game, dives, but he's a 1.5 yards shy of a first down. And Brady has hit every throw on this drive. And here comes last year's late season hero, Adam Vinatieri, who was 15 out of 16 on the year last week, 4 out of 4 against the Bears, and had a 57-yarder that had room to spare.
I wasn't with you guys only the last 5 years. Have you ever talked to a kicker before yesterday?
First time in 18 years I ever talked to a kicker. But you know something? I learned something.
Yeah, I think we all did.
He speaks English.
36-yarder. And Vinatieri is perfect.
The kick is good.
And the Patriots take the opening kickoff and make it pay off with a 3-pointer.
An object of
ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by Microsoft, providing software for the agile business. GMC, we are professional grade. Madden NFL 2003 from EA Sports, it's in the game. And the extraordinary NFL XL deal from Pizza Hut. See participating stores for details. Our aerial coverage tonight, courtesy of Southwest Airlines by the beautiful Bay.
And a good return to kick off for the Patriots. Marcus Knight deep for the Eagles.
Marcus Knight deep to receive. Vinatieri has it teed up at the 30. Knight at the 3. Across the 25 into a crowd and brought down at the 26. Gerard Cherry led the surge on special teams, and we've got a marker down.
Penalty flag in the field. Gerard Cherry making the tackles.
And that will back the Raiders up.
You know, we talked to Bill Belichick, and he said there are 3 things that we have to do. When you see Jan receivers at the line, not just those 2 guys, but their defensive secondary. They have to stop these guys from getting off the line of scrimmage. Rich Gannon out of his spot. Rich Gannon is going to sit behind these big 5 guys and go through passing lanes. They've got to get him to move. And the other thing is when they throw these short little dinky passes, they've got to get pursuit and make sure they make tackles early.
Gannon was only 34 out of 38 last week, 21 in a row, which set a single game record. And he starts 1 for 1.
It's just so impressive to sit back and watch Rich Gannon run this offense. He is totally aware of where everybody is. He can start and look completely from the right sideline, work his way all the way back to the left, and never really lose the rhythm of this offense. You see both teams now starting in a no huddle. They want to dictate tempo to these defenses.
Roland Williams, the tight end, gets the first catch, and Gannon can spread it around. He's got an awful lot of weapons. Fires over the middle, Jerry Rice. At 40, the oldest receiver in the history of the NFL, and he's on a pace to get 1,000 yards again.
You know, they whacked him at the end of this play, and he just got up and said, bring it on. Bring it on. I mean, this guy is one of the tough guys, and he gets better as the game goes on.
This is what happens if you try and play zone. You've got a very accurate passer and a very wily receiver. Look at the Patriots. 4 of them all the way around Jerry Rice. Rich Gannon puts it right inside.
Jerry Rice makes his 61st catch of the year. Tied for 4th in the NFL coming in. He's having a brilliant year. And this time Gannon throws incomplete, nobody there.
I want to give you an indication. Last Monday night against the Denver Broncos, this is his pass chart. And what's impressive is look at the completions behind the line of scrimmage. 5 for 6 to the left, 2 for 2. Then between 15 yards, he has all those completions and was perfect over 15 yards.
You know,
his
the interesting
ability,
thing, Joe,
what's
is
that?
out of those four was a bad. One was a bad pass. 2 of them were dropped,
and one should have been a completion on the sideline.
And the one on the sideline, if they had challenged it or it had been called complete, he would have had 30 in a row instead of 21. Gannon with all day to throw. Sidearms this one incomplete. Intended for Tim Brown, and he ended up being sandwiched between Vrabel and Ted Johnson.
You know, this whole thing starts, honest to God, folks, with the offensive line. You got 5 guys up there that weigh up to 2,000 pounds. And I'm telling you, he's got all day to throw.
But on the defensive side for the Patriots, you have tweeners. You have guys that were defensive linemen that now play linebacker that know exactly where they want to set themselves to give the defensive secondary a chance to cover the wide receivers.
This is the defense that's number 27 in the league against the run. And the Raiders come out chucking it. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Ritchie out of the backfield trying to get to the sticks. And a solid stop by Ty Law, and then he got some help. And the Raiders will have to kick it away.
Solid stop, huh?
Well, he hit him.
Yeah, he did. Ritchie hit Ty Law, and Ty Law got up and looked the other way.
4th and 3 at the 45.
Shane Leckler, one of the best kickers around.
Games that have teams that are this close, you always sort of look at special teams and say, can that really be the difference in a game?
Beautiful punt. Troy Brown signals fair catch. Makes it at the 14-yard line. 41-yard kick, no return. The Patriots, who got a field goal out of their first possession, will have it for the second time when we come back. 3-0 Patriots, first quarter from Oakland. And they are looking for revenge tonight. Brady perfect on the first drive. 7 out of 7, hit 5 different guys for 27 yards to set up the field goal from Adam Vinatieri. This time they start inside their own 15-yard line. Raiders come on a blitz. Brady unloads. Brown came out of the backfield, gets to the 26-yard line. Rod Woodson made the tackle, he of the 98-yard return a week ago.
This is what makes this offense so effective. Tom Brady's receivers are all small by size standards, but they're all quick and able to work in different spots. They make real quick moves.
Boy, Eric Barton really got Brady up around the chops on that blitz. Smith waits for his blockers and gets a couple. Susie, this is a homecoming for Tom Brady, isn't it?
Sure is. He grew up in the Bay Area, played his high school football and baseball nearby Sarah High, also the home of Barry Bonds. Since he left when he was 18, he's only played 1 game back here. That was the East-West Shrine game. So we wondered, why did he choose football? Well, he said baseball was too rough. His elbows and his knees always hurt him.
Yeah, right.
He might want to rethink it after that last hit up around the neck.
Well, there's the thing I was talking about earlier. Is the fact number 95, Sam Adams, in the middle of that football field. Not only is he big, but he is also very agile, and you just do not want to run up there. Look at 95. Watch this move. Back inside, he makes the play.
And if I'm the Raiders on this play, I've got to be concerned with Fourier or Brown in the middle of the football field.
3rd and 8, 3-man rush. Brady goes deep and had Branch open and missed him down the middle.
Oh, this ball is a duck coming out of his hands right away. They run play action pass. This thing flutters the second it leaves his hand. Watch this. As that ball is gone. It's just sailing and flying. That isn't even close to Branch. That's a little adrenaline right there. I've been there. You get people wide open like that, you get pumped just a little.
And because Philip Buchanan, who was one of the top 10 punt returners in the league, is hurt, Tim Brown is back to return punts now. Rod Woodson says he's next on the list. Brown with a late fair catch and makes it at the 24. A 47-yard punt from Ken Walter. Rich Gannon, who was so sharp last week against Denver, looking at a 3-0 deficit.
I'm a player in the
That last drive, the Patriots lost a golden opportunity to extend their lead. Branch wide open. Brady couldn't hit him. And now the Raiders take over near their own 25-yard line.
I think they've got to try and run the football a little bit against this Patriot defense.
It's a run defense that really hasn't stopped anybody this year. Number 27 in the league, giving up over 131 yards a game.
That's going to be on Roland Williams, their tight end.
Full start, offense, number 86. 5-yard penalty, it's still first down.
You know, it's amazing, Michael, as we talk so many times to people about the Raider team, and everybody brings up Charlie Garner. You say, you know, what a great back he is, complete. He can catch the ball, he can run with the ball, he can block. And this guy has got to touch the ball.
He will, both in the passing game and running game.
1st and 15. There's Garner. And Ty Law forces him out of bounds. They got the 5 yards back from the penalty.
First out of bounds by Ty Law.
I thought Charlie Garner got the ultimate compliment from Bill Belichick yesterday when we had a chance to sit and visit. He talked about him like they talk about Marshall Faulk, his ability to catch the football. He's as good as receivers. To me, that's the ultimate compliment about a running back.
Empty backfield this time as they try to spread the field with 5 wide. Gannon over the middle. Tim Brown to the 38-yard line. First down, Oakland. Willie McGinnis makes the stop.
When you empty the backfield, especially the Raiders, with those 5 guys that they have up front, that means that limits what you could do on defense as far as rushing the passer is concerned. And all these 5 guys do is stand shoulder to shoulder, and he's got all day to throw.
What you wind up with is a mismatch like that where you get Willie McGinnis, a defensive end / linebacker, trying to cover Tim Brown. You can't do it.
Ooh, he took a shot to the head.
One of the all-time leaders in catches, touchdown catches, and yards. A little slow getting up, walks off.
Played for 13 different quarterbacks here, 6 different coaches. There's one thing that doesn't change in Oakland. Actually, 2 things. Al Davis and Tim Brown. At least for quite a while now, 15 years.
He's led this team in catches and yards for 10 straight years, and now needs only 12 catches for 1,000. Jerry Rice and Chris Carter, the only other men to do it. Garner offset this time and goes out as a receiver, and looked before he had it in his hands.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he had Jerry Porter, number 84, on the bottom of this field, and there was absolutely no one within 15 yards of Porter.
What I see the difference in the Raiders tonight versus Monday night when they played the Broncos, in that game, every receiver caught every pass thrown their way. It was, yes, Rich Gannon throwing the ball, but every receiver caught everything. We've seen the ball not be taken care of as much in this game tonight already.
8 plays, 8 passes for the Raiders. Looks like the game against Pittsburgh, and here's the draw to Garner. And the white shirts swarm in a hurry. Let's go to Susie.
Well, Mike, Ty Law was funny when he talked about preparing for this game. He said the Raiders have so many formations that he actually got tired of watching film. He said he can't believe that Rich Gannon finds any time to sleep because he's never seen a quarterback so adept at knowing where every single one of his receivers is on the field at all times. He had to turn that Monday night game off, he said, because that can get into your head when a team beats a supposedly good team that bad.
And he also said, I really question what Gannon does with the rest of his life. 4-man rush. Gannon tipped at the line. Law had a shot. Raiders have it. Roland Williams.
Doug Jolly.
Jolly.
Right. Doug Jolly stays with the play. Young rookie out of BYU. Missed a lot of training camp because he was hurt. Starting to work his way into the offense. This makes up for the Charlie Garner bounce. There's the pressure up the middle by Bruschi. Tim Brown tries to make a play on it. Doug Jolly just slides in with the catch.
Great hustle on his part. Gannon sidearms it to Brown. Tim Brown to the 28-yard line, another first down.
You know why? You look at the time he has. Rich Gannon has all the time that he wants, and then he slides.
The reason why, Paul, take a look at, they're at the line of scrimmage, and the Patriots really have no idea where they want to line up. It looks like a Chinese fire drill out there.
Bill Belichick told us yesterday, he said they have so many formations. We were trying to stay in one base deal.
Garner on another draw. Flags down everywhere.
That's holding. This will slow it down.
Bill Callahan with that wry smile.
Rich Gannon always looks like he's mad. Bill Callahan always looks like, what's going on?
There were 2 fouls by the offense on the play, both holding. Number 88, that's declined. Number 73 is accepted. 10 yards from the previous spot, repeat first down.
Well, Frank Middleton's got to be asking, why do you accept a penalty on me and not Doug Jolly?
Well,
why do I get credit?
They only get one, and you're the bigger guy.
Jolly's a rookie. They don't want to tarnish his record at this early stage of his career.
Middleton, a very athletic guard.
You know, the one thing that to talk about, Bill Romanowski said, what I love about our offensive line, they're mean. They are really nasty. They want to hurt you.
Raiders lines on both sides of the ball always have been. Patriots show blitzing back out of it. Gannon into the flat. Brown tried to go down to the top of the grass and pull it in, couldn't do it.
You know, the nice part about this pass play is you look at it, they just got penalized 10 yards. All Rich Gannon wanted to do was pick up 10.
Get it to 2nd and 12, 2nd and 10. Now I can make the third one, pick up 6 more yards, and you're into a convertible 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and 4. It's the way the offense is designed that allows Rich to be able to do this. Some offenses aren't capable of doing it. We saw a couple of them today.
2nd and 20 for Rich Gannon. Good protection again. Throws for the corner. Otis Smith knocked it down. Had a shot at a pick and knocked it away from Jerry Rice.
Knocked down by Otis Smith for the Patriots.
Jerry Rice is smooth, but Otis Smith wants to play him real tough. He's been around a long time. This is Otis's 13th year. Stays right in Jerry's hip pocket and then breaks back on the angle of the ball to try and make a play on it.
Otis was smoother.
On that one he was.
Thought it was really funny when Ty Law talked about covering Jerry Rice. Said, normally I want to go out and show him something they haven't seen before. What can I do with him?
Well, the other thing he says, I'm probably going to learn something tonight that I didn't know.
3rd and 20. Little shovel pass to Wheatley, a lot of room to run. And Wheatley bowls his way down to the 21.
Boy, I'll tell you, was this you talk about perfect calls in a game and when to call them. This is a great call. Everybody's expecting all these great receivers downfield. They're going to kick a field goal here. But look at this little shovel pass to Tyrone Wheatley. Nobody's really paying attention to him until he's about 15 yards down the field.
Mark Trestman, the offensive coordinator, who really took over the play calling for John Gruden, comes up with a real peach on that one.
And then Bucky Jones finds himself standing on the tracks when the train's coming. Janikowski, who has changed his kicking style, will try one from 39. And is perfect. One step works, huh, Paul?
Oh, one step at a time.
51 seconds remaining in the first.
We're tied at 3 in Oakland. A field goal apiece so far with 51 seconds to go. First quarter from Oakland, California. The Patriots and the Raiders. 54 yards on the drive. Janikowski finished it off. And this one bounces to Branch. Nice cut. Monday Night Countdown at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. It's the best place to get ready for Monday Night Football. And on ABC at 9, it's the Monday Night Game. Brian Urlacher and the Bears against Mark Bulger and the Rams.
How long does Bulger last?
All he is the highest rated passer in the league, and he's probably going to wind up not starting a week after this. And I think it's the right thing, actually. I think Kurt Warner deserves the opportunity to go back and get his job. But the pressure is going to be unbelievable on him to keep the standard going that Mark has set.
Even though Bulger is making all of West Virginia very proud,
And his dad, who I went to school with,
yes,
Jim.
Who played behind you at Notre Dame.
Yep.
Travian Smith called for a face mask, and New England will move it out to the 36. Brady under pressure. Down he goes. Travian Smith with the sack. He makes up for the penalty.
Travian Smith doesn't stop. You talk about continuous to the quarterback, and that's what Travian Smith did. He just doesn't slow down. Number 56 is going to come from the left of your screen. Watch this. They try to block him with Falk. He doesn't get him. Smith never stops.
Kevin Falk actually does a really lousy job.
Ole.
Yeah, that's about it, of getting in his way.
Ole.
Travian Smith is one of those guys who's tremendously athletic. If he can just freelance, he'll make a lot of tackles. Brady wants a screen. The Raiders diagnose it, and he throws it away. They were looking for Falk. The screen has been very, very good for this club lately, but the Raiders obviously worked on this hard.
That's that new rule that they put in, which I think is a great rule for the quarterback. And instead of getting him killed, he's allowed to throw the ball at the feet of the receiver and throw the ball away.
The defense has already gotten credit for not allowing the screen. Why should you penalize the offense for letting the defense do a good job? You're right, Paul.
Oh, the three flags just went up together. Somebody said something nasty in the middle of that deal. And that was New England that said it. Because all three flags went up at the same time.
I believe it'll be an illegal substitution.
Still sorting it out.
I don't think I'd argue with Hockey League.
No. It's bigger than some of the players.
Ineligible receiver downfield by the offense. Number 65. The penalty is declined. Brings up third down.
That's what happens on screen plays when the timing is offset. When a quarterback tries to buy time, we talked about the fact that he's able to throw the ball away. But his offensive linemen can't see what's going on behind him. They go 1-1,000, 2-1,000 release.
3rd and 18. They're on their feet in Oakland. Brady Brown can't get there. Patton, check it.
I tell you what.
That's two.
That's two touchdowns. I know if he hits Patton in stride, Torrey James has no chance of catching him.
Good protection. They max protect. Give Tom Brady a chance to cut it loose. He lets it fly. That's Patton up top. Torrey James is just playing him outside. This is a foot race that he, in his wildest dreams, couldn't win.
That's two plays like that where we haven't seen a safety at all.
Well, two big opportunities the New England Patriots have not taken advantage of.
Tim Brown is back waiting the kick of Ken Walter. Short. Low line drive. On the hop at the 30. And Brown will get out of bounds near the 38. 6-yard return after a 41-yard kick. That's the end of the first quarter. Patriots and Raiders knotted at 3. We'll start the second quarter in Oakland, 3-3. We have played 15 full minutes of football, and we have 5 rushing plays in this game.
The Raiders aren't going to. They're not going to rush the ball. They're going to throw it. But I love what New England's defense is doing. They're playing very, very well.
Both defenses are playing close. They've both made up their mind. They're not going to play zones at all. They're going to be aggressive with the receivers within 5 to 8 yards. And if you do get your chances, like New England has had both of them, you have to be able to capitalize, because you're not going to make a living throwing short passes tonight.
Branch and Patton had what looked to be touchdowns, but Brady couldn't connect with them. Garner, who hits the hole so fast up to the 40, and takes a couple of extra shots there. A lot of these players will tell you, hey, last year doesn't mean anything. Coach Bill Callahan said he didn't want his players talking about it. A couple players said, this is this year. I don't buy any of that stuff.
No,
These guys really want revenge on the Raiders side. New England wants to beat them again.
No, I don't agree.
Knocked away. Ty Law, one of the best, reaches in around Jerry Rice.
Just to take that point one step further, Michael, they're both 5-4. They're both in a divisional race, and they're both in divisions where any of 3 teams could wind up qualifying for the playoffs. So to win the division is going to be so important. And now you have to start to really win football games, especially if it's a conference rival.
I'm not saying it should be a factor. I'm just saying I think it is. 3rd and 7. Empty backfield for Gannon. 3-man rush. All day to throw. Now he takes off. Gannon slides in at the 50. First down, Raiders.
You know, when they enter the backfield, you spread out the defense. They can only send so many guys. And when you look at this offensive line, watch these guys get together. Gannon's looking. Looking up the middle. All the linebackers and the safeties have dropped off, which gives Gannon that much running room to pick up the first down. And this guy's going to get it.
And it was slide or be dehorned by Roman Pfeiffer. Gannon short underneath to Brown. He's brought down at the 46. We talked about the Raiders' offensive line. Sims at 300. Mo Collins at 325. Barrett Robbins, a very big center, at 320. Middleton, 330, the right guard. And Kennedy at 335. And, Paul, you said it earlier, when they go shoulder to shoulder, they just block out the sunlight.
And none of those weights are right.
I don't think they are.
There isn't one weight up there that's
what's neat is you sort of start
low.
from the left and go right and gets bigger and bigger to the right.
And they'll leave.
The field's tilted that way.
Tyrone Wheatley is in. They've got 3 wide receivers to the near side. Now Brown goes in motion. Little shovel pass to Wheatley. Nicely designed play. And he gets down to the 41-yard line. Teddy Bruschi made the stop.
2 in a row to Wheatley. I mean, shovel passes to him.
You see the yards rushing. Neither team has much at all. Raiders have been relatively successful throwing the football. The Patriots have missed 2 opportunities to add 60 or 70 yards to their passing total.
Zach Crockett comes in with Ritchie on 3rd and short. Nice play fake by Gannon. Jolly. The tight end of the 12-yard line, first down. Victor Green had to make the stop.
When you have this much time to throw the ball, Rich Gannon does. But I'll tell you what, Jerry Porter, number 84, went across the middle of the field, and he took the people with him. When he did that, Jolly came from underneath and makes the play. Here comes Jerry Porter. Look at, he's lying near the line of scrimmage. Now watch, Ty Law is with him. So see him? They go to him, and he, underneath comes Jolly, number 88, and he is wide open for the catch. That's nice.
Garner is back in. And Raiders moving everywhere. Barry Sims, the left tackle, got a couple of steps start to the outside.
Now you'd think maybe, okay, New England drew him off sides, but Barry Sims was pulling.
The first thing that happened was a false start by the offense, number 79. It's a 5-yard penalty, and it's still first down.
That's all that needed to happen was the first thing.
The first thing happened. All right, what's the second?
What was the second?
Come on.
It doesn't matter.
What's that all about?
That's pretty good, Ed.
So now it's 1st and 15 as that penalty went against Mo Collins. Gannon sidearms another one, complete. Garner inside the 10. Let's go to Susie.
Mike, the red zone has been a sore spot for this Patriots defense this season. Last year, 3rd best in the NFL, allowed teams to score touchdowns just 39% of the time. This year, they've already allowed 21 touchdowns 70% of the time, 3rd worst in the league, something that absolutely has to be improved.
Well, they can't mount a pass rush. Susie brings up a great point. Their problems really amount to the fact that they're so light up front, they really can't get a lot of pressure on a quarterback, and he's given a chance to make plays.
2nd and 7. Blitz comes right up the middle, and Gannon goes down. Taken down by Richard Seymour, his 4th sack of the year.
Well, you know, this is the first time that I've seen these guys get close. Now, watch what happens. They just make a move inside. Bruschi comes up, number 54, to tie up someone, and then they come up in the middle with Seymour, number 93, that makes the play. It's rare to see. It really is rare to see defenses get to Gannon up the middle.
What you do is you try and get the center and the guard to take somebody and then blow a linebacker up who comes late. I think that's the only way, Paul, but you're right. He stands in the middle so often free.
3rd and 15. Gannon with time. Garner on the screen. Garner inside the 5, pushed out of bounds, very close to the sticks. Let's see where they mark it at the 2. Lawyer Malloy saved the touchdown.
Well, Teddy Bruschi has this, but Barrett Robbins, the center, gets out and pushes him. Watch out here. Here comes the play. Teddy Bruschi is going to be right there. Garner gets him a stiff arm in the head. Whoa, no, that's not a touchdown.
Following the gain of 14 yards.
Raiders take a timeout. 10 minutes to go in the half. Back after this. ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL, an official airline of Super Bowl 37. Domino's Pizza. Get the door. It's Domino's and Mazda. Log on to Enhanced TV at ESPN.com for a chance to win a Mazda 6 sports sedan and other great prizes. The Raiders have challenged the spot where the ball was ruled out of bounds. They need to get to the 1 for a first down. The ball was spotted at the 2.
I think they will change the spot. I think Charlie Garner crosses where the marker is. See, I think he crosses it about maybe 6 inches inside the first down marker. Now remember, it has to be conclusive.
Well, I'll tell you,
he
where
hasn't
his feet
touched
leave,
the ground.
no, where his feet leave, that ball is inside the 1. I agree with you.
He hasn't touched the ground. Now, this is the shot I think that shows it the best. He's airborne right now.
He's not out of bounds. He's still not out of bounds.
And now the ball is out of bounds when he hits the ground, almost at the goal line. So I believe they'll change the spot and
it's
make
almost
it a
touchdown.
Yeah.
It's almost a touchdown because the pylon is right there.
And the goal line extends past the ending of the field. Right. It goes right down to San Mateo and, well, you know, on over the bay and hangs a left someplace. But I think it's a good challenge. It's a great effort by Charlie Garner. He's pinned on the sidelines and just makes the turn up the field to make the play.
Hockley's way down here on this left 20 looking, so it's going to take him an hour to get back.
I think the thing that they will talk about is where the ball will and should be spotted.
And it should be a first down.
Now, Bill Callahan, of course, was the offensive line coach here.
Here comes.
I don't think they'll move it.
Oh, I think they have to. Okay. I mean, when you look at it, he was never out of bounds.
The issue is under replay is where the ball crossed the sideline as the runner was going out of bounds. After reviewing the play, I've determined it went out of bounds at the 1.5-yard line. We'll place the ball at that spot, then determine whether it was a first down. Since the ball was moved from the original spot, there is no additional timeout challenge to Oakland. However, they did call a timeout before the replay. Therefore, they have already spent that one timeout.
What a wonderful explanation. Don't you love that?
Yeah, it was. And what you couldn't have done, say he continued in the air and got to the goal line. You can't place the ball at the goal line. You've got to place the ball where he crosses the white stripe.
Right, but right there where he crosses it, I believe the ball is at the 1.5. I think that's an excellent job. You can almost look at the shadow to give you an indication.
It will bring up 4th down and a half yard.
I will say this, if he managed to hit the pylon with the ball, would have been a touchdown.
It would have.
Now the question is it 4th and what?
Should be 4th and a half yard if it's at the 1.5. The sticks are at the 1. You think these fans are up for a controversial call or two tonight?
They dress for it.
And now they want to bring the chains across from the near side.
Now they're right
the far
there.
side to measure.
Well, it's not a first down.
This was one of the issues that was a problem in the Bear game and the New England game. The Bears felt that there should have been a measurement at the end of that game, and it never happened.
They're going to go for it. And I like it.
And Rich Gannon is so masterful with play action. You can't rule out at all that they'll take a shot at putting the ball in the air.
Well, they've got their short yardage specialist in there. Zach Crockett, number 32. He'll line up presumably behind John Ritchie. This team has only gone for it on 4th down 4 times this year. They've made it twice.
And Zach Crockett has only carried the ball 9 times. Got 1 touchdown.
10 now.
You believe he'll be 10?
10 now.
This is where size makes a difference, I think, down around the goal line.
4th and inches, and they're going to stop it again.
Reset the clock to 10 minutes, please. 10 minutes.
Got to put 5 seconds back on the clock. There we go.
Crockett, touchdown.
10 times.
Size makes a difference.
A gaping hole through the center of the line, and Zach Crockett walked it.
I'll tell you what happens down here. This tells you if you're a man or not. When you line up on that goal line and you know you've got to push somebody about a half a yard. And they met the challenge.
Janikowski for the point after. And the Raiders have the lead. 10-3 at home.
Got trade. We're all about.
Raiders on top 10-3. 2nd quarter from Oakland. Rich Gannon. Terrific on the drive. 5 out of 6, 61 yards. Also ran for 10 yards on a 3rd and 7. And got a big break when Jolly caught a tip ball for 30 yards. Branch will bring it out of the end zone. Has a seam and takes it to the 29. Tom Brady now finds himself down a touchdown. Back with the Patriots offense in a moment.
After they beat the Carolina Panthers on the
2nd quarter score from Oakland. The Raiders 10, the Patriots 3, and Rich Gannon winning the head-to-head battle with Tom Brady. The battle of quarterbacks so far tonight. Brady could have had a lot more yards, missed 2 wide-open post patterns. Smith dives forward to the 33.
Bill Belichick really talked about Tom Brady. He said he's very consistent. Things don't bother him. He doesn't get plays out of whack. He manages the game very well, as I talked about before. When you talk about consistency, when he comes out of the huddle, he doesn't miss calls, and he's been very proficient at running the 2-minute drill. He's won 9 ball games late in the game with his ability to do that.
2nd and 6. Smith again behind Edwards. Nothing doing this time. And DeLawrence Grant helps shove him back.
You know what I like here in the play calling of Charlie Wise, the offensive coordinator of New England? If you come out and continue to try and match Gannon throw for throw, I don't think that's what the Patriots do. They basically let the game dictate how and when they throw the football. And I think in Charlie's case, he comes out, tries to run it a little bit, slow things down a little. Now you got 3rd and 5. Now try and convert the 1st down.
You like the fact that they only got 5 yards and 2 running plays?
I like the fact that they ran it.
Brady with room. Throws off balance. Caught. And they'll keep the chains moving as Troy Brown, the third down specialist, makes the grab. Rod Woodson with the tackle.
That's an example of what Belichick was talking about when he talked about Tom Brady. And also Romanowski. He keeps plays alive. Here you see it from Skycam. Now step up in the pocket, start to run, nope, and then just flips the ball out. Troy Brown makes the play for him. Always has his eyes downfield, looking for somebody to get the ball to.
Well, that's a tough throw, too. Smith on the toss to the Raider 45-yard line. Rod Coleman made the stop for Oakland.
You know, you really can see it, though, Joseph, and especially in this part of the game now, that the Raiders were bound and determined when they came into this football game. We are not going to match pass for pass and get into a throwing contest with the Raiders.
No, New England, you know, I mean, Charlie Wise has got a way that he wants to approach it, and I believe that Tom Brady is a better quarterback if he does have the support of a running game.
And they'll whistle this play dead.
The defensive player did not enter the neutral zone. Therefore, it was a false start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Greg Robinson-Randall, the right tackle, moved early, so it's 2nd and 12 instead of 2nd and 7.
I'll tell you a funny thing just now that happened. I knew they blew the whistle and kind of stopped. But Torrey James looked over to the sideline because no one but nobody had David Patton.
Blitz coming, and Brady goes down at the 41. DeLawrence Grant, 3.5 sacks on the year. He came clean on the right side.
He beat Matt Light, number 72, the left tackle. Brady takes the deep drop. Here's Grant. Look at this. He just runs right by Matt Light.
How important is a false start? You go from 2nd down and 7 to 2nd down and 12. Now you're at 3rd and a whole bunch.
Every time we've had 3rd and a whole bunch, they've had a guy wide open down the middle.
Back at their own 42. Brady with time. That may have been tipped. It's intended for Fourier, but incomplete, a punting down.
These are the kind of problems that the New England Patriots have faced. When they lost those 4 games, these are the kind of situations that Coach Belichick talked about. He said, we couldn't convert 3rd downs. We made penalties. We miscued on opportunities. All the things that haunted them have haunted them in the first half.
Ken Walter with the lowest punting average in the league. There's one good one, one bad one tonight. Pressure on him this time. He goes down, and there's a flag down. Now, if it's running into the kicker, it's only 5 yards. Roughing is 15 and a first down.
I think this one will be roughing.
Yeah, it is. It's 15 yards and a first down. Boy, they came right up the middle and right into his face. Look at here.
Personal foul. Record the kicker. Defense.
That was some pretty good acting on top of it.
Marcus Knight, number 83, winds up right in the middle. Right smack dab in front of the kicker. And all you have to do is have the kicker come forward and hit you. I mean, I think Marcus Knight closed his eyes. When he made the turn in, I think he closed his eyes and didn't really see what was in front of him.
And one of the things, you have to make this call because you've got a punter. You've got him sitting. I mean, he is so vulnerable to everything that's coming at him. He's got 1 foot on the ground, one leg split, and he's done if you nail him.
It's not like a strong safety hitting a wide receiver, but he's very vulnerable. Oakland, California on a perfect night on the West Coast, and a great night to play a football game, especially one like this. Huge penalty on Oakland keeps the drive alive. Little swing pass to Smith, and Smith has the first down inside the Raiders 32.
Well, it's just a missed tackle by Napoleon Harris. And, you know, and once you miss a tackle, you limp. Antoine Smith, look at this.
Bad angle.
Napoleon Harris has the tackle. All he has to do is make it. Now he's limping. They made him stay in.
Remember, they let Greg Biekert go and gave the rookie the job at middle linebacker. Smith lowers his shoulder and then spun down just outside the 25. Antoine Smith in his 6th year out of Houston. 8 carries, 2 catches, one of the great stories we had ever heard. He had a chance to go to Auburn, but decided that he needed to stay home and get a job in a cloth dyeing factory at $4.50 an hour because his grandmother had to have chemotherapy, or his grandfather had to have chemotherapy, and his grandmother had to have dialysis 3 times a week, and he was their support. He was the one that took them to the doctor, paid the bills, did a wonderful job, and then eventually wound up at Houston.
Well, you know, the thing about it is in Buffalo Bills got rid of him. They didn't use him. And the guy has never said one bad thing about the Buffalo Bills. He's just happy to be where he is.
2nd and 4. Smith, first down and more. Inside the 15-yard line.
We talked about the job that the Raider offensive line did down on the goal line. Now you look at the job. Mike Compton, the left guard, 77. Damian Woody, 65. Watch those guys up the middle. They just turn it, the hole, and there's Antoine Smith. He's gone for 8 yards. Mark Edwards coming through the fullback before he gets touched.
11 carries, now 35 yards for Smith. And he'll get it again. Caught from behind and brought down by Chris Cooper.
The one thing about New England that you got to really like, if something's working, they don't go someplace else. You know, they don't look at the board and say, you know what, we have some other plays over here that we worked on last week. Let's try some of these. If it's working, here they come. And you better stop it.
Starting to balance up the offense a little bit, courtesy of this drive. Brady looking deep to the corner, had Patton open and missed him.
This area of the football field is where the New England Patriots, I think, have improved more than before. What they've been able to do is get Patton running across the field. You get him moving horizontally. Now he works back away from Torrey James. But the other area that's improved here is their tight ends. Their tight ends had very little production last year. Now they've had a lot more production, and 6 touchdowns come out of the position.
Brady has hit only 2 of his last 7. Forced out of the pocket, throwing on the run, incomplete. Patton got his hands on it, couldn't hold it.
Intended for David Patton. Coverage by Charles Woodson. 4th down.
I love the in-house announcer, covered by Charles Woodson. Patton was open, and when this ball is thrown, look where it's thrown. There's Patton. It's thrown behind him. If it hits him in the chest, it's a touchdown. Here comes Patton across. Look at here. He's coming into Woodson. He's there. You know what?
There's the reason it was behind him.
Yeah, when you look at it, Woodson would have nailed him or gotten the ball.
Vinatieri from 31. He's already hit from 36. Now 17 of 18 this year.
16 remaining in the first half of play.
And because of that roughing the punter penalty on 3rd and 20, they're able to keep the drive alive and get a field goal. Susie?
Well, Mike, Brady just missing his mark tonight. I mean, typically known for his consistency. Some opportunities missed, particularly down the field. This play, deep branches wide open down the middle of the field, and Brady just overthrows him. Missing his mark tonight. Just 2 out of the last 8. And then down in the red zone, I mean, key into the red zone. That's where you've got to be able to make those plays. Brady typically, well, he's usually on the mark, not tonight.
Well, Susie, to take your point one step further, the last 2 weeks he's played with a glove on. The weather has been cold and he's played with a glove on. And he said he likes it. He doesn't feel like there's any difference between throwing with the glove and not throwing with the glove. I beg to differ. I think he gets a better grip with the glove. He even told me the ball spins out tighter. It's easier to throw in the wind. And from what I've seen tonight, the way he's thrown the football, if I was him, I would consider wearing it all the time, so at least he has a consistent feel of the ball on his hand.
Charles Woodson, who's had so many injuries this year, on the sideline. He would have had a pick had Brady not thrown behind Patton.
Or a kill.
Yes, one or the other.
Pick or a kill.
Pick or a kill.
Marcus Knight, deep for the Raiders. Short kick taken at the 9. Knight picks his way out to about the 30 and fights forward to the 31. Next Sunday night at 7:30, join Chris Berman and Tom Jackson. They'll have NFL primetime. And we've got another great game. Peyton Manning and the Colts go to Denver to take on Brian Griese and the Broncos on ESPN Sunday Night Football at 8:30. Griese had a little bit of a knee sprain on this afternoon's game.
Line. Kevin did a great job. Of course, Marvin Harrison just continues to light it up. Had like 1,000 catches for 1,500 yards in this game.
And our best goes out to Tommy Maddox, who suffered a frightening-looking injury today. We hope he'll be just fine.
And
Donovan McNabb, who cracked the bone in his ankle. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. Flags are down. Garner gets a couple.
The carry by Charlie Garner, tackle by Richard Seymour. Penalty marker on the field.
No, you just mentioned Donovan.
The runner's forward progress was stopped.
But he breaks his ankle in the third play and still throws 4 touchdown passes.
Right.
Oh, I mean,
limped through the whole game.
Illegal formation offense. There were only 6 men on the line. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
The Raiders need a win tonight. They are in the toughest division in football. Denver and San Diego both 7-3. What an effort by San Diego to win today. Oakland needs to win to stay within 1 game of the front runners.
Overtime against San Francisco.
San Diego, what a comeback that was.
Wow.
Denver, Steve Berline steps in and throws a couple touchdown passes to get them the win.
And that's why Mike Shanahan got Steve Berline. From the 26, blitz coming. Gannon unloads to Garner.
I love watching Rich Gannon play the position of quarterback. We talk about the fact that he stays behind the pocket. Not all the time. He slides around and does what he needs to. On that particular play, he slid about 4 or 5 yards closer to Charlie Garner to be able to make the completion in the throw.
2nd and 7. Bruschi comes on the blitz. Doesn't get there. The pass is incomplete. Brown was held by Vrabel. That will be an automatic first down.
He almost ripped his shoulder pads off.
And he's saying right now, I didn't do it. He just spun him around.
Well, again, I think you have to...
Pass interference, defense, number 50. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Now, there's a case where Bill Belichick doesn't like the call, but Rich Gannon is scrambling around. He sees that Vrabel's got Brown. He just throws the ball. He had no intention of trying to complete the pass.
You got to love defensive players, though. They can mug a guy in plain sight, and every time after the play, I never touched it.
Saying Gannon's mad about something. I'll tell you one thing. He's had Jerry Porter open a lot.
Tyrone Wheatley checks into the backfield. Brown end around. Flags are down, and so is Tim Brown. He gained only a yard. Patriots weren't buying that one. And the preliminary indication, a hold against Oakland. Been hurt by penalties tonight.
I think it's a good thing.
Holding offense, number 73, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Coaches are able to communicate with their quarterbacks. I think it's a real good thing that quarterbacks aren't able to communicate back with the coaches, because Rich Gannon was really upset with the substitution. They had Garner going out, Wheatley in, then Wheatley out, Garner in. That whole play was confusing from the beginning, and I don't think he liked what was coming in from Mark Trestman or Bill Callahan on the sidelines.
Patriots have committed more penalties than their opponents all year long. They're going to have to hustle to catch up to Oakland tonight. The Raiders 9 for 80 so far. Gannon with plenty of time underneath to Tim Brown, and he dives to the 39.
This is exactly what we were talking about earlier in this game. All right, that got 10 yards back.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so easy to get 10 yards back. This team has never been greedy. Here goes Brown out. Ty Law said he was going to be covering, but he's not on that play. That's Otis Smith. Look at this. He just sets up and picks up another 4 yards after the catch.
Just a little jog. Just jog on out.
It's easy.
And all these guys are so good after the catch. It's a big part of their offense. Gannon over the middle. Jerry Rice. That gets them 5 and brings up a 3rd and 4.
It's so efficient, the offense. It really is. I mean, Jerry Rice runs across the middle, and there's nobody even close to him. And if he wasn't late with the pass, Rice would have had a first down.
He broke Walter Payton's all-purpose yards NFL record a week ago.
Got a new helmet. Says he feels better. Lighter helmet. I said that'll probably add 5 years to you now. He started laughing at me.
You just wonder how much longer he can play. There's no diminishing of his skills. He's still a brilliant receiver. 2-minute warning, 10-6, Oakland. Coming up at the half, the Toyota halftime show. Chris Berman will be along with the fastest 3 minutes in television, our big sticks, and an update on the conditions of Tommy Maddox and Donovan McNabb. It's all coming up on the Toyota halftime show. Raiders face a 3rd and 4 from their own 45, trying to keep the drive alive at the 2-minute mark. Gannon throws, and Rice can't hold it at the sideline. Otis Smith on the coverage.
Coverage by Otis Smith.
And Rich Gannon leaves the field very steamed, 16 out of 23.
See, Rich knows where everybody is supposed to be, and every person is supposed to be at a certain depth and place, and he knows it. And he knows that that one didn't work out the way it was drawn up.
Well, he had Charlie Garner over there also in front of Jerry Rice. And I think that's what he was mad about. They had 2 guys in the same spot.
For the Raiders.
Troy Brown waits at his 10 for Leckler's punt. And a beauty. Brown fair catch at the 13.
Fair catch by Troy Brown.
And the New England Patriots down by 4, looking for a win tonight to keep pace with Miami. The Dolphins went to 6-4 this afternoon in a tightly bunched race.
How about the Jets?
How about those Jets?
They're bouncing back. They won again today.
3 weeks ago, you thought they were gone and dead. Tom Brady hasn't posted the really big numbers. Missed some opportunities. Just 75 yards, but he's hit a lot of different receivers. And as we noted, a couple of big ones got away. This is where he's excelled in the 2-minute for his ball club.
Brady under pressure, lost the ball. Raiders have it. Chris Cooper knocked it loose.
Boy, Chris Cooper gets through the line of scrimmage, and then he just reaches back and grabs the ball. And we're talking, remember the old tuck rule? Well, watch this one right here.
Doesn't get
the arm you're going to see, that's Cooper. That's not a tuck roll. He started to run with the football. And Chris Cooper just goes in and knocks the ball away.
And Trace Armstrong.
Yes, sir, Joe.
There he is. Trace coming from the outside. Trace Armstrong has been forced into a starting role when Tony Bryant got hurt last week, and he may be gone for about 4 weeks. And Trace got his 100th sack last week. Now he gets a fumble recovery.
Huge turnover, 1st and goal Raiders. Garner on the toss. Cuts it back near the 5.
Charlie Garner with the carry.
If I'm the Raiders in this situation, I'm going to try and run the football, because if I drop back and throw a pass, then all of a sudden you're going to leave a lot of time on the clock. New England has a lot of timeouts. If you run the football down, you're not only trying to score here, but you're also trying to take the clock away from the New England Patriots.
Throw the ball. I want to throw the ball. This is what they do better than anybody.
Yeah, but they ran it down here, remember? Number 10?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Throw the ball, though.
Second and goal, Gannon. Pump fake. Throws it to the 1. Brown, what a catch, and they say he's out of bounds. What a catch.
And there's a flag on this play. Did you see Tim Brown?
Flag in the end zone.
Holding New England.
2. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Terrell Buckley.
Oh, take a look at this catch again.
Boom.
Oh. I mean, just snatches it off the top of the grass.
You know what? You know what they call it? See, he doesn't have control of the ball when he comes out of bounds, and that's what they call it. Was that a great catch or not?
Unbelievable. But the penalty will be an automatic first down, so it's first and goal again.
How good are those hands?
They've been that good for a long time. Yes, sir.
Go Irish.
And we've got another stoppage. Ed Hockley going to the sideline, to the chain gang.
He's running over to the replay booth. Now, remember, the challenge is only reviewed upstairs. What I don't understand is, why are they reviewing what possibly could be the reception when they already have a first down in lieu of the holding penalty?
Well, they'd have it at the 1-yard line. I think that's the only way they're doing it.
It would be second down at the 1 instead of first down at
Or the player went out of bounds.
See, that even if it's a catch and there's a penalty, the penalty's on top of the catch.
No.
Sure it is.
They can decline. No, they'll decline the penalty instead of, Paul. It would be, here it is again. Is this a catch? That's what they're checking. Now, you brought up the point that he may not have kept it and had control of it out of bounds. His feet are in bounds. He drags.
When he comes down with the ball, you see it rolling in his chest.
See, that should not be a completion. He has here, his feet are in. If you stop it right there, his feet are in. And loses control as he flips over. So I believe it's going to come back as not a reception.
On the latest team news, features, stats, photos, Raider info, and much more. It's updated every day.
If they ruled this was a catch, it would be third and goal at the 1. The penalty will make it first and goal at the 2.5. You can cast your vote with us. Log on to ESPN.com or NFL.com. Click on the ETV logo.
Tim Brown wants to catch.
You'd rather have first and goal from the 2.5 than third and goal from the 1, wouldn't you?
I would take the penalty under all circumstances. Right. But remember, the Raiders have not challenged this.
This is from upstairs.
This is a challenge that comes from the officials' booth. So maybe he got bored up there.
So if it's overturned, we lose a timeout up here.
Yes, the official booth loses a timeout.
Yeah, they lose a timeout.
Taking one away. It's an interesting division there. 14,360 people. We want to be accurate, of course. Don't want to round any numbers.
No.
Have voted.
And you can purchase it tonight at the Network Associates Coliseum.
Pretty evenly split. Of course, it would take Tim Brown one catch closer to 1,000.
Thought for a second Ed Hockley left.
He did.
The receiver did possess the ball with both feet down before going out of bounds. Therefore, the result of the play was a completed pass at the 1-yard line. That would make it third and goal at the 1. It was also a defensive holding foul, so the offense has the option for the first and goal or the third and 1.
Oh, there's a big option.
Gee, I just don't know. What would you do, Paul?
Oh.
Come on. You have to make a decision before they snap the ball.
Okay, they're going for first and 10.
Okay.
Which was enforced from the previous spot, leaving a first down at the the spot that the ball is presently spotted. 1st and 10.
They have 2 timeouts. They have plenty of time to run the football here.
And they have 4 downs from the 2.5.
Zach Crockett.
He's behind Richie. Last time they went right up the middle. Now Gannon on the roll. Gannon hit the pylon with a ball, touchdown.
You know what, Michael? What a comfort it is to roll out and have Frank Middleton, 700 pounds, in front of you. I mean, when Gannon runs his bootleg back to the outside, he's got him. Watch this. Look at 73. This Middleton. And Gannon's right behind him. Boom, he turns, makes a block. Gannon gets a touchdown. That's a comfort zone.
What set it up was last time they were down here, they went straight up the middle with Crockett, so he makes the play fake on the same look and then rolls out. Janikowski converts, and it's 17-6.
The Raiders come up with a big touchdown, but New England has really hurt themselves in the first half. Tom Brady has opportunities to make plays early in this game. There's one down the middle to Deion Branch, just miserably overthrown. There's the next one again. Tom Brady has Patton, can't get it to him, and then wind up throwing it behind him a little bit, and now the big turnover before the end of the half, off his foot. Cooper forces it. Armstrong makes the play.
Brady only 75 yards passing first half, and his team now down by 11. He has been sacked 3 times by the Raiders' pressure.
Now that's what Bill Belichick said that they wanted to do to Rich Gannon, to get him out of his mode and get him moving. But what's happened has happened to Brady.
And Chuck Bresnahan, the defensive coordinator of the Raiders, told me on Friday that they were going to continue to try and put pressure on Brady. They're not going to back off those receivers and let him feel comfortable in the pocket. They've been doing it without blitzing. Their defensive linemen have been able to get and make plays.
Chris Cooper was the guy who got the last one and forced the fumble. 52 seconds to go in the half. Janikowski, low line drive kick, taken on the bounce by Branch. Trying to get to the far side and brought down at the 21. Marcus Williams on the tackle. Brady has lost a fumble. Big turnover that led to the touchdown. He's been hurried 3 times, hit twice, knocked down once, and sacked 3.
First and 10 at the 21.
Things continue like this for him in the Bay Area. He's not going to want to come home and play.
They go with a draw to Smith after the pump fake. And Smith out to the 27. Bill Romanowski makes the stop.
This is one where they're going to have to get bigger chunks than that if they want to get in position. They've got plenty of timeouts, and they're just sort of letting time run down.
Going to be very conservative here.
Well, the
I
thing
don't
about
think
it,
they want to make another big mistake.
Right, nothing's worked so far. Let's go back in, regroup. We'll come back out.
Only down by 11, which ought to be a very easy number for them to make up. They've been doing that quite well.
Absolutely. Bill Belichick says, let's go in and talk about it. And that's the end of the half with Oakland on top. The big turnover got the spread from 10-6 to 17-6. And they are happy in Oakland. A sellout crowd come to its feet to give the hometown guys an ovation. Let's go to Susie Colbert.
Tom Brady's been sacked 3 times, just 75 yards. What's working so well with your defense?
Our defense is doing an excellent job pressuring the pocket and collapsing it and obviously making plays. But no, it's a function of the coverage in the backside. They're doing an excellent job allowing those guys to get to the QB.
You were so complimentary of Bill Belichick's defense, how creative it is. Does that mean your offense is even more so, given the score?
No, I still am. You know, this is such a tight ball game, and this is a team in New England that has generated a lot of points coming back in the second half, so we have a long ways to go yet.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you, Susie. Our score here at Network Associates Coliseum, the Raiders 17, the Patriots 6. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Toyota halftime show.
Hi, Michael. Thank you very much. A different Week 11 in the National Football League, and certainly different Week 11 involving the two first-place teams that reside in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. First of all, Donovan McNabb of the Philadelphia Eagles. Even though he played the game, didn't know it at the time, he has fractured the fibula bone in his right ankle. They'll know more in 24 or 48 hours, but Andy Reid was more succinct. Said it would be 6 to 8 weeks that he could be out. Here's where it happened. Third play of the game at home against Arizona. But McNabb playing until 4.5 minutes left in the game, stayed in through 4 touchdown passes, 20 of 25 as Philadelphia won, beating Arizona 38-14. Coy Detmer will get the start. His last start was 1999. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh went into Tennessee and lost to the Titans 31-23. This is Steve McNair to Kevin Dyson. Like the Super Bowl play, but he gets the final yard. But in the final play of the third quarter, Keith Bullock, linebacker, hits Tommy Maddox there. You see below the head on kind of the neck and kind of the back. And Maddox was down for 15, 20 minutes. He was immobilized. They finally put the ambulance on the field, and he was taken away where he will remain in a Nashville hospital overnight. Late word here from the Pittsburgh Steelers, a concussion and a spinal cord contusion. He has movement in all 4 of his limbs. He is awake, which is good news, alert, and has been talking with his family. Cautiously optimistic is what Bill Cowher said, and we will know more on Monday. So the news sounds better than it was a few hours ago, and we can only hope that the news continues to improve as we know more tomorrow. But Maddox is overnight in a Nashville hospital as the Steelers did lose that game. Well, that's not in their mind right now. Other games around the NFL, there's plenty to show you for sure, including a showdown. It was a great game 3 weeks ago. Offensive fest between Saints and Falcons. This more defensive, except Michael Vick. Oh, my God, what can't this guy do? It's a Vic flick, as Tommy Jackson calls it, to Trevor Gaylor at 74 yards. And then, have we ever seen him not make the corner? Falcons have swept the Saints. They're unbeaten last 6. They win 24-17 at home. So the Falcons still in third place in this division, but now all of a sudden it's Tampa Bay in first by their lonesome. They're 8-2. They beat the Panthers 23-10. Brad Johnson, Keenan McCardell. Brett Favre has had his house of horrors in the Metrodome. It continued today. Jack Brewer interception for Minnesota. Favre to Donald Duke and the driver, and with Terry Glenn providing a little convoy, he could go all the way. 84 yards, the pack from behind tied at 21. But Mo Williams' 3-yard blast ends it. Brett Favre 2-9 in the Metrodome. Vikings upset the pack 31-21. Brian Greasy hit by Rocky Bernard. Sprained knee. We might see him next Sunday night, but he may not play for a few weeks, which means Steve Berline would come in, 2 passes, 2 TDs. Broncos beat the Seahawks 31-9. Dallas kept this real close. It was 6-3, 5 minutes to go. But Peyton Manning to Marvin Harrison twice. Colts now rolling. They beat Dallas 20-3. Ricky Williams ends the drought for Miami. They snap a 3-game losing streak. They beat the Ravens 26-7. Bills and Chiefs. We expected offense. It was more defense. Priest Holmes with a touchdown. Down 16-10. Trent Green runs it in himself. And so now trying to lead his team back for down 17-16. Drew Bledsoe, picked by Eric Warfield. Both teams 5-5, 17-16 KC. Look at the bull rush by Michael Strahan with a key sack late. He sacked Shane Matthews. Giants beat the Skins 19-17. Week 8, 3 weeks ago, 4th and goal. Corey Dillon for the Bengals against the Browns. Stopped off tackle to the right side by his own man. This time, 3rd down. Stopped off tackle against the Browns. 4th down. Stopped off tackle against the Browns. Bengals 1-9. They fall to Cleveland 27-20. All of a sudden, Jets are alive. 4 TDs, Chad Pennington. Jets win in Detroit 31-14. And Mark Brunell with a pretty pass helps Jacksonville avoid being swept by expansion. Houston 24-21. Jaguars.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Get the feeling.
When we return to Game of the Day, San Diego and San Francisco on the field in which they'll contest the Super Bowl. Could either be there.
I had no intention of dying on Mount Everest. Everest can be a ferocious mountain. They'd warned us that when we reached near to the summit without oxygen, we might just collapse and fall down dead. If you can overcome your fear, you can often perform things that you would have regarded as almost impossible.
The awe-inspiring new Forerunner. Larger, more powerful, capable of following in the footsteps of the world's great adventurers.
I'm Ed Hillary. I was the first man to reach the summit of Mount Everest.
I'm Max Kellerman. I want to tell you about my new show, Around the Horn. The idea is simple. People here think the people here don't know anything about sports. And the people here hate all the teams from here. Around the Horn is going to bring sports experts from here, and here together in a daily discussion about who's better than who and who knows more. And I'm keeping score.
Around the Horn, a full-contact sports show. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on ESPN.
Welcome back to the Toyota Halftime Show with your host, Chris Berman.
Hi again, everybody. 17-6, Oakland leading the Patriots at the half. Well, they will play Super Bowl 37 in San Diego the final Sunday in January. Will either the 7-2 49ers or 6-3 Chargers be there? They got maybe a warm-up today at the Big Q. They still call it the Murph. Terrell Owens ready to roll, and was he ever? Jeff Garcia twice hooked up with Owens, and look at this. Whoop! He could go all the way. 76 yards. Niners lead 14-7. Then they extend it to 17-7. Field goal, San Diego makes it 17-10. Then, second and goal. Final minute. Drew Brees, play action. Red Prairie wide open to the dismay of Steve Mariucci. Tied at 17. Third and 12. Jeff Garcia. How many of these big plays did he make in overtime 2 weeks ago against? There it is, to J.J. Stokes. But then it was San Diego's defense. And the names you know. Marcellus Wiley there. Junior Seau there with a big sack on Garcia. Forcing the field goal for Jose Baby Cortez to not be the happy kicker. 41 yards, no good, not even close. So San Diego in business. Drew Brees. Derek Parker Penn, 18 yards, his first catch of the year. Didn't get any bigger. Cortez can't watch. How many times has Steve Christie, lightning striking again, do it for Buffalo? He does it for San Diego, 20-17 Lightning Bolts. CFL playoffs, 57,000. They sold out Grande Eau. And then Montreal Alouette in the Eastern Finals at home against the Toronto Argonauts. Demetrius Pedras, Bumbo, Reggie Dirk, and il pouvait aller to la distance. Les Alouettes, the Alouettes, they go to the Grey Cup as they win 35-18. They look very Packer-like to these Edmonton Eskimos, the uniforms we saw Warren Moon win all those Grey Cups with. Quarterback Ricky Ray to Terry Vaughn. And in a wild game, Edmonton, the Eskimos over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 33-30. Montreal and Edmonton next Sunday. That will be, of course, the 90th Coupe Grey, the Grey Cup. Kevin Frazier, all the gang, get you warmed up on NBA Fast Break. Thursday, Sean Elliott, Tim Legler, live highlights from the 8 NBA scheduled Tuesday night games. ESPN2, 9 Eastern on Tuesday. 17-6, Les Raiders lead it at the half.
Watch Monday Night Countdown, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, delivered by UPS.
People ask you, why do you put yourself in the military where you can be in harm's way? Like, you know, a helicopter coming down with injured or a few dead bodies. And we realize, like, whoa, we're not in Los Angeles. We're in a hostile environment. It's for my mother. She actually delivers the mail, and she supported 3 children.
He told me that the reason he enlisted is because he wanted to go save the world. So that's why I made this sign for him. So I'm telling him right now, Anthony, go save the world.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Get the feeling.
Each week we look back at one of the greats, and there was nobody better ever at corner than Willie Brown. His coverage, man-to-man, there he is on Lance Allworth, was as good as anyone had ever played the game. And he polished off Super Bowl 11. Remember Bill King's call? Old man Willie going for it. Willie Brown in the Hall of Fame, still on the coaching staff of the Raiders. This is today's Big Sticks. William Green with a stiff arm, but Adrian Ross of the Bengals drills Dennis Northcutt. 1-1 Bengals Browns. Eric Davis with a big hit on the Jets. Wayne Raspberry Cribet. And the final play of the game, Fernando Bryant drills Corey Branford to save the day for Jacksonville, although Bryant is the one getting up slower. 17-6. Raiders over the Patriots, second half in a moment.
My older brother is Staff Sergeant Clarence Freeman of the United States Marine Corps. Since his deployment overseas for Operation Enduring Freedom, we still keep in touch while he and his shipmates defend America. You can bring other military families together this holiday season by joining the NFL and VFW and donating to Operation Uplink. Just log on to NFL.com VFW to find out how you can provide a prepaid calling card to a member of the military who would like to call home. This year, give to someone who gives you the gift of freedom every day.
An object of terror, a vision of horror. 6 will battle for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H, Booker T, Rob Van Dam, Kane, Jericho, and the return of Shawn Michaels. The Elimination Chamber is here. The nightmare is about to begin.
WWE Survivor Series, November 17th, live on Dish On Demand pay-per-view.
Is the rarest U.S. $20 gold piece and the single most valuable coin ever struck. Our Treasury Department estimates its worth at up to $8 million. When President Roosevelt ordered the destruction of gold coins in 1933, one single coin escaped meltdown. Then it was sealed in a vault at the World Trade Center. Again, the Double Eagle escaped fate when it was moved to Fort Knox only 8 months before the terror attack. Now, it has become the single most valuable coin ever struck. To mark this historic event, National Collectors Mint has released its 1933 Double Eagle proof. It's the rarest U.S. government $20 gold piece as a 10 mil pure gold proof. And it can be yours for just $19.95 while supplies last. Strict limit of 5 proofs per caller. Call now.
To order, call 1-800-648-9449. That's 1-800-648-9449. Strict limit of 5 proofs per caller.
The Super Bowl MVP has been under fire all night long. And Rich Gannon has led a Raider attack that is only 30 minutes away from revenge. 17-6 at the half. Raiders on top of the defending Super Bowl champion Patriots. Welcome back to Oakland, everybody. Joe mentioned earlier the Patriots have missed a couple of opportunities. In a game like this, you have to cash them when you get them, and the Raiders have.
Well, nothing spectacular on offense tonight, but a defensive play was made that set up the touchdown for the Raiders.
You talked about the Raider offensive line being impressive, and it's really driven this team. I think tonight their defensive line has stepped it up and really taken New England completely out of the way that they want to be able to run this football game. They've forced them to run the football a little bit more, and they put the onus on Tom Brady to be able to make plays, and so far he hasn't.
To kick off for the Patriots. Marcus Knight deep for the
Oakland will get the ball to start the third quarter. Marcus Knight waits at the goal line. Another short kick, and Knight is up to the 8. Marcus Knight with a seam across the 40 to the 43. There is a flag down, however, back at the 22-yard line. And it will be a hold against the Raiders.
During the return, holding by the receiving team, number 28. 10-yard penalty. Oakland keeps the ball, first down.
Check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, at the top of the broadcast, you and the guys went through what Bill Belichick wanted to do to be able to stop this Raiders offense tonight. So I asked for his assessment at the half. So he said in terms of being physical with the receivers, well, he said before they gave up that touchdown just before the half, they were doing a pretty good job. In terms of getting Gannon off his spot, he said, well, it was 10-6 before they allowed that touchdown right before the half. As for good tackling, preventing those yaks, he said, look, we could just always be better. They're a very good offense, but he thinks they've still got it under control.
All right, thanks, Susie. The holding call puts them back to the 15-yard line. Empty backfield for Gannon. Three-man rush. Underneath to Rice. Well, they run beautiful crossing pattern.
Just to follow up on what Susie said, Bill Belichick thinks he may have this thing still under control, but if the Raiders march down the field and turn this into a 24-6 football game, that control won't seem as close as he might think.
And you said they can run underneath routes. That time, that pattern, actually, Rice ran about 2-yard pattern and picked up 9 yards total.
Garner dives for what should be a first down out at the 26-yard line.
Tackled by Bobby Hamilton.
Both of these quarterbacks came in so highly rated, and it's been Rich Gannon's night so far. 187 yards to 75 for Tom Brady. Neither has a touchdown, neither has an interception.
26.
This is a 1st and 10, 25-yard line. Jerry Porter has been basically silent all night. Just got to think that this guy has got a big play in him. He's got 6 touchdowns.
He's in the near slot. Garner. 6-7 yards for Charlie Garner.
Monday night, we saw Rich Gannon spread the ball around, 7 completions behind the line of scrimmage. Now you see he's got 4 behind the line of scrimmage, taking a few shots down the field, but between the line of scrimmage and 15 yards is where he really makes his living. And it isn't the throw that distance, that's where the receivers are winding up.
Wheatley runs into a lot of bodies and forces his way forward for what may be another first down.
When you talk to Bill Callahan about the 0-4 section that they had after the great start, Tyrone Wheatley was a guy that missed a couple of those ball games. He is a nice change of pace for Charlie Garner. He's healthy now. He was hurt, unable to play, starting to get back into the rotation, does a good job of pass blocking, is a good receiver, not as explosive as Garner, but a good change of pace for that offense.
Consecutive first downs for the Raiders. They moved it from their 15 to the 36. Gannon changing the play. The Patriots changed their defense. Gannon all day to throw. Out in the flat, and Garner out of bounds to the 41.
Well, Michael, you want to know why he has all day to throw the ball? Watch these studs up front. Sims, Collins, Robbins, Middleton, and Kennedy. Watch this. Look at, now watch the throwing lanes that they give him. Bang, they block. He's got all the time in the world to throw the ball to the outside. Now watch him step up in the middle. I mean, he just has all day. If you don't put heat on him, he's going to stand back there and do the. And those, you know, they're like running plays.
Yes,
they pick up 7 yards, 6 yards.
And Rich Gannon throws to whoever is open. Wheatley hurdles one tackler. Looks like another first down out at the 46-yard line.
You know what really is amazing? When you see a guy like Wheatley come in, and also Charlie Garner, they get the ball so rarely. Well, when they do get it, they want to make something happen.
Oh, take advantage of the opportunity. I remember when we did the Oakland game against Pittsburgh earlier in the year, talking to Coach Callahan about the adjustments for Charlie Garner. They always wanted Charlie to adjust his running style. They finally said, don't. We'll let the offensive linemen speed up our blocks a little bit, and you just run hard and do what you do.
Hits the hole so fast. Garner on a little toss this time. No place to go. They strung that one out beautifully.
Shirley Garner with the carry.
Victor Green ran him out of bounds. Roman Pfeiffer was the man who forced the play, came upfield, made Garner go toward the sideline.
Well, if I've got all that big meat up in front, I'm going straight ahead. I mean, there's no reason to run side to side with this team. All you have to do is get one little teeny hole in the middle, and they're in it.
Wheatley is back in on 2nd and 12. Little shovel of Wheatley. You know, Rich Gannon labored as a backup for years and years and came here, and John Gruden saw something in Rich Gannon and the offense that he ran and said, boy, this is a perfect marriage, and Rich Gannon has just taken off since then.
And I think you look at the top-rated quarterbacks in the league over history, not really strong-arm guys. Montana, Young, Rich Gannon, the guys that have been really proficient have stayed in the system. This system here complements their skills.
Third and 9 for the Raiders, and Charlie Garner. Nice throw, nice catch, first down.
You know, the amazing part about this play, it is to Charlie Garner, but he also had Jerry Porter open in the middle of the field also. And, you know, Gannon's one of those guys, whoever gets open first, I'm going to get the ball to him. Take a look in the middle. You'll see 84 is there. Boom. But he hits Garner going right down the middle for the first down.
That time, Roman Pfeiffer didn't give him a whole lot of time to look at Jerry Porter. Charlie, where are you?
Drive started at the 15. Garner is now 50 yards on 6 catches for the night. Blitz coming, they pick it up. And now Gannon to scramble. Gains 5 and gets out of bounds. Let's go to Susie.
Well, you were talking about Gannon's success, and you'd be hard-pressed to get the noted perfectionist to talk about himself, but he is having a career year. Consider, in Gannon's 13 seasons, 106 starts, 12 300-yard games. This year, through 9 games, he already has 7. Asked what if he'd always had this much freedom to throw, he said, you know what? All I've ever done is what the coaches asked me to do. The biggest thing is just find a way to win and manage the game. That's what he's all about.
And Susie, his selflessness aside, he has a chance, an outside chance, to pass Dan Marino's all-time yardage passing record. One of the holy grails in the NFL at 5,084 yards.
But of all the teams where he played, he never had these weapons.
No,
come on.
And from a quarterback's perspective, there's 2 things that are so important. Number 1, the players that you play with and the system that you play in. Does it complement your skills? This is the perfect marriage for him. He had John Gruden for 4 years. Now all of a sudden, he's got Mark Trestman, a carryover of a similar system. Trestman being a little bit more aggressive with Callahan's offense than Gruden was.
This is the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. It's lasted nearly 7.5 minutes. And now Gannon is going to take a timeout. Looks at Doug Jolly. Jolly was going in motion, and Gannon didn't want him there.
We're on the list. We're on the list.
Enter Southwest Airlines take your team to the Super Bowl sweepstakes, and you could win a trip to the Super Bowl for you and 10 friends.
Oh, how'd he make the list?
Brother-in-law.
Naturally.
Enter at southwest.com/Super Bowl.
And counting. The 210 horsepower supercharged Nissan Xterra.
Platoon, Wall Street, Hot Shots. Somebody loves Charlie Sheen. Oh.
Can I write a check for these?
Can I see some ID? I'm gonna have to call the bank.
Is this gonna take long?
Yes.
How's it going?
This doesn't look like you.
It did when I came in here.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
How's it going?
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be. Nissan and your Nissan dealer. 989 Sports, only on PlayStation 2. And Nicorette Gum. You can do it. Nicorette can help. This is Yoshi's in Oakland, the premier jazz venue, as well as the home to some of the Bay Area's best sushi. And that's a little bit of an odd combination, isn't it?
For you guys, it's odd. I like it.
Well, for us, sushi and anything is odd.
Right.
Patriots show blitz. Now we've got movement and a flag.
Gannon's upset because what he was doing is he wanted some movement behind him.
I think he got movement in front of him.
Had a lot of conferences tonight, haven't we?
Well, he was under the center. Then he took his hand out and he was motioning for someone to move. And I think it was Charlie Garner to move one way or the other. Here's Gannon underneath the center.
Star of the play.
Now he gets out.
The team was audibling and the player was just reshifting his feet.
Yeah, but Mo Collins is the one that sort of jumps. If you look at that replay, you'll see Mo Collins is the one that comes out of his stance. And that really should have been a penalty.
Do you hear what he just said? He said he was audibly and the guy shifted his feet.
Mo Collins moved. That's wrong. Big Mo moved a lot of that Big Mo.
It remains 3rd and 4. They show blitz again. And come 4 men. Gannon pump fake underneath to Garner. Got the first down and more. Charlie Garner to the 23.
Victor Green missed the tackle. You don't miss a tackle on Charlie Garner. You know, you talk about the dink and dunk and dunk and dink. This is a dunk and dinker.
Yeah, but
that's all they do.
It works so well, but it's not that he doesn't want to try and go downfield. Charlie Garner is really strong. I mean, he's only 5'10" and 190, but he runs with a lot more power.
You've been around a long time. Is there a difference between a dink and dunker and a dunk and dinker?
No, absolutely not. They're exactly the same, except they're altogether different.
Thank you.
What?
1st and 10 Raiders. Garner. This is the 8th rush on this drive.
Considering they only ran the ball 7 times in the first half, it's a milestone for him. But Rich Gannon, his ability to make throws, and I believe that you need versatility at the quarterback position. Now, this is from the perspective of the receivers. You saw that one sidearm, a little 3-quarter. This one underhand. That one just where he needs to throw it in the lanes. That was the big pickup by Charlie Garner previous to this series here. I mean, he gets the ball into position to make completions. That's all you ask for.
This drive has taken over 8.5 minutes. Gannon with plenty of time underneath. Jolly inside the 5 to the 3. Otis Smith saved the touchdown.
I'll tell you, the defense, they don't know what to do with themselves. They spend so much time on the bench. But you look at this play, and you look at the amount of time that this man has, Rich Gannon, to throw the football. Watch. Look at this offensive line, folks. Look at the time he has.
All the crossing routes. You've got tight ends crossing. You've got backs crossing. Rich Gannon told us on Friday something really simple. It isn't what other people were doing during the streak when we lost. The problem is with us, and they seem to have corrected it.
1st and goal, 15th play of the drive. A handoff to Crockett. Flag is down. Crockett reaches the 1. Bruschi and Victor Green made the stop.
There are 3 flags in that end zone.
Penalty on the play.
The Raiders have 12 men on the field. Patriots have 12 men on the field.
Talk about the substitution packages of the Raiders and how difficult it is to keep up with it. You try and match them as best you can.
12 men on the field. Defense Half the distance to the goal, repeat first down.
You see so much of this now with coaches trying to use so many different guys in so many different situations.
The game is boiled down to specialists and mismatches. Down around the goal line, New England, as we said, is not that big. They play a lot of linebackers that were defensive linemen, so they're around 250, 260. And I would think with the Raiders here, it's that line them up and let Zach Crockett do his thing.
Crockett, touchdown.
That was easy.
Too easy. And they're loving it in the black hole.
9 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock and score a touchdown. That'll break your back.
And the way they deal with it down around the goal line, coaches simply say, we can block most of them. You have to run over at least one.
Zach Crockett doesn't play a whole lot. He gets 2 carries, both of them 2-yard touchdown runs. But it's got to be pretty satisfying.
And he's up to 24 yards rushing on 11 carries.
The Raiders in control at home.
You're in control at Scott Trade. Freeze.
24-6 Raiders, and what a drive. 15 plays, 85 yards, 9 minutes and 42 seconds out of the 15-minute clock.
And then put up 7 points. I mean, you don't come away with a field goal. You come with 7.
9 rushing plays to 6 pass plays.
That's frightening.
That is scary.
Remember the comeback New England made a week ago against Chicago? Now they're faced with doing it again. Branch on the return. Flags down at the 26.
We can't have a kickoff return without a flag.
New league rule.
Holding by the receiving team during the return, number 30. 10-yard penalty. New England keeps the ball, first down.
Gerard Cherry called for the hold. And the Patriots will have to start deep in their own territory, already down 24-6 to the Raiders.
When you're trying to quit smoking, cravings for cigarettes can appear out of nowhere. Nicorette Stop Smoking Gum, used regularly, will help fight them off. If you encounter a really tough craving, you can take an extra piece of Nicorette. Nicorette helps keep cravings at a safe distance. Quit now for the Great American Smokeout, November 21st.
Rated E for everyone. This is what it feels like when I start draining threes.
This is what you'll see when you bring it in my lane.
This is what it feels like to be dunked on.
This is what it feels like to play in the NBA.
NBA 2K3.
The NBA on ESPN. Allen Iverson, Keith Van Horn, and the up-tempo Sixers take the night train to Memphis to clash with Paul Gasol and the Grizzlies.
Shot good!
Sixers Grizzlies, 9 Eastern Wednesday on ESPN.
Raiders 24-6 after a 9-minute, 42-second drive. And now the Patriots have to start from their own 15. Smith out of the backfield. called down by Travian Smith.
You know, we had a chance on Friday to talk to Bill Romanowski, and he's a very interesting man, but I asked him about playing a team like the New England Patriots. He says, I love the fact that we're playing a football team that's going to play for 60 minutes. They were down against Chicago, New England. They came back and won the ball game. He said there is no quit in them, and I can guarantee you there will be no quit in us.
Well, certainly there won't be any in Romanowski. We know that for sure. Brady triple clutches and throws it away. Could have been intercepted by Eric Barton, who had such a brilliant game a week ago. And there's a marker on the play.
Did we just talk about Romanowski? Oh, Romanowski. He just drills the quarterback. I got to believe it's
personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Number 53.
Hello.
15-yard penalty. First down.
All you have to do is talk about him. He'll do something for you.
His teammates absolutely love him. The guys he plays against hate him.
Well, he starts hating people around Monday. Here he comes on Brady. He throws, and then Romo, you know, he gives him that. Well,
he pulled up.
You know,
after he stiffed him.
I saw a couple today also. I realized that they want to protect the quarterbacks, but he basically pushed him.
Smith on the toss, trying to cut it back. Doesn't get much. Let's go to Susie for more on Romo.
Well, he also described the team's mentality during that 4-game losing streak. He said nobody was throwing in the towel, no finger pointing, and he preached that daily. For every one finger you're pointing at someone else, you're directing 4 back at yourself. Be accountable. He said we won the first 4 as a team, we lost the next 4 as a team. When you lose, it's a business, not a game. And it was all business around here. And now they're back in business.
It sure was, Susie. For a month, it was business. Brady, under pressure, down as he hit. Fourier, what a catch. Christian Fourier with a circus catch over the middle for 35.
I just want to say something. Tom Brady is wearing gloves again. Now, he did not throw the ball well in the first half. There's a case where I think it makes a difference. I think he has a better grip on the ball, and this is a perfectly thrown pass. This thing's a tight spiral, coming out. Fourier makes a great catch. Now, the Raiders practiced for the first time this year on Friday with the speakers very loud, so their defense would be able to communicate, anticipating crowd noise this loud.
And Brady has to call timeout. Sam Adams for the Raiders limped off after that last play. Back in a moment.
I'm Max Kellerman. I want to tell you about my new show. The idea is simple. People here think the people here don't know anything about sports. Around the Horn is going to bring sports experts together, and I'm keeping score.
Around the Horn, weekdays at 5 Eastern on ESPN.
Mays here with an amazing new product. You gotta see it to believe it. It's called the Ding King. What do you do when you get a dent or a ding in your car? Up until now, you either had to drive around that way or spend hundreds of dollars to have it fixed. Not anymore. The Ding King gives you the power to remove that dent or ding in minutes. Simply apply this special bonding agent to the super strong dent puller and place it firmly in the middle of the dent. Now fit the pulling bridge over it and twist on this special wing nut. It's like dialing the dent away. You see it happen instantly, right before your eyes. Like magic, the dent is gone. The Ding King is yours for only $29.95. But you gotta call now. Here's how to order.
To order your Ding King for only $29.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling, call 1-800-338-2131 or send check or money order to Ding King, 2 Morgan Avenue, Norwalk, Connecticut, 06851.
I'm here with Pete, Tiny, Goat, and Bubba to demonstrate how Panasonic Sonic Max shavers power through the toughest beards. Okay, who's first? At 13,000 RPMs, nothing slows it down.
Smooth. Nice. Beautiful.
So easy to clean. Sonic Max. You'll love it for life. Well, I mean forever!
Panasonic. Ideas for life.
Raiders on top, 24-6, 3:15 to go, third quarter from Oakland.
What?
They're rocking the house here, aren't they?
What? I mean, can you get this any louder?
Well, she's quiet now.
Tom Brady, only 12 out of 18, 111 yards. Under pressure, throws for Brown, incomplete. Threw that one away. Great coverage by Terrence Shaw.
You said Brady's 111 yards. The Raiders have 107 in penalties. In penalty yardage.
Right. We talked about the age of the Raiders. Everybody says, are they old? No, I think they're very veteran. They have the oldest, one of the older starting units defensively in the league. But Trace Armstrong is a guy who's been a specialist, a pass rush specialist that is asked to play a lot now. That time, he put pressure on Brady. One of the old vets.
2nd and 10. And Brady throws this into the ground. Trace Armstrong with the pressure. Eric Barton with the coverage. Al Davis brought in a lot of guys this year, especially on defense, and they loaded up. Salary cap problems are looming in the future. He brought these guys in the hope of winning a championship, and he certainly has recruited enough talent to do it.
But you got to remember, in that 4-game losing streak, they lost 2 games in overtime, one to San Diego, one to San Francisco. So they're not very far away from being a 7-2 ball club.
They go with the draw play after the pump fake, and you can forget it. Rod Coleman just crashed through.
You know what? This is one of those deals when you're running a pass play and you're blitzing. Look at Rod Coleman, 57. He was on his way to the quarterback, and he said, oh, by the way, let me just kill this guy in front of me.
Troy Brown ended up in the backfield with the ball and then ended up on his keister. Vinatieri will try a 52-yard field goal. He hit from 57 a week ago, the longest in franchise history. And it's wide left. Nothing going right for New England. Everything going right for the Oakland Raiders. 24-6 Oakland. Back after this.
Come on, man, do it.
Wait, an electric dog collar? I will never do that. No.
It really doesn't hurt.
We'll tell everyone you did it.
Oh, great.
Life is best told over a great-tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
You sure it's off?
I promise you, it's us. Don't you worry.
Hey, check this out. Jessica Spencer. Oops. She had it all until a curse put her into his body. Now, she's realizing how good she had it. It's me, Jessica! And how bad she wants it back.
I should have made love to you when I had the chance.
Who was that?
I think it was my old camp counselor. The hot chick. That's my man.
I don't think so.
Rated PG-13. See it December 13th.
A million uses and counting. 210 horsepower supercharged Nissan Xterra.
A friend is counting on you, but a hot chick asks you to the dance instead. What do?
You made a commitment, and you're supposed to honor that as a man. And damn, I hope you have a good time at that dance, huh?
Well, father knows best. My wife and kids, ABC Wednesday.
It's the rematch of the Snow Bowl in 60-degree weather in Oakland, and the Raiders lead it 24-6. They have broken open a close game with a 9-minute, 42-second, 85-yard drive in the third quarter. And now they've got it again at their own 42. Charlie Garner behind Roland Williams for 3 to the 45.
Charlie Garner with the carry.
You know, Michael, they can get the clock started just by throwing or running.
I want to show you why you have to run against this defense. Here's there's New England. They've got everybody spread out. There isn't anybody in here. You have to be able to run the football effectively to be able to force them out of the two deep covers and get them off your wide receivers.
Gannon sidearms one. It's intercepted. Picked off by Teddy Bruschi. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, 48 yards.
Rich Gannon throws this ball into the ground because he felt the coverage was too tight. It hits off somebody's foot.
I think it was Lawyer Malloy.
And it was intended for Jerry Porter. It hits off his foot and bounces up in the air. Watch to the left. Jerry Porter will come from the left to the right. Lawyer Malloy, number 36, is jumping him. He throws it down low, and that ball just winds up being batted up in the air, and Bruschi makes the play. It hits off of Lawyer Malloy's foot right up in the air.
What an incredible break for New England. Gannon is throwing the ball away, only to have it hit somebody's foot.
If I'm the Raiders, I challenge it. You have to. You got to challenge.
They did.
And whistles blew before they snapped the ball. They will take a look.
Even though we haven't had a chance to look at it from a lot of different angles, it's just too close to the ground to determine whether it actually hit Lawyer's foot and went up in the air or it possibly went up into the ground. Now we get a chance to take a closer look at it.
Oakland is challenging the ruling on the field that the ball never hit the ground.
The ball did hit the ground. That's what they're challenging. All right, here we go. Does it hit the ground?
Oh, it may have.
You can't tell. Now, remember, that's the thing. You can't really tell from that angle. Can you tell from this one? You can't tell from that one because you've got Victor Green in the way.
If we go back to the other one, you can see the ball appear to change direction before it hits his foot.
I don't think so.
Well,
maybe
it hits off his toe.
It looks like it hits on his toe and it goes straight up in the air.
You know what? You know, the way the rules are interpreted, and we do this every week, and we have
so
a couple
close.
It is really so close. But is it conclusive?
That's the thing.
Can you overturn it?
I don't.
And with that, you can't.
I agree with you, Paul.
It
we
stays.
had the
It's a
tuck
touchdown.
rule. We had the tuck rule last year. This would be the foot rule.
We had the tuck in the toe.
And how much complaining are you going to hear about this baby?
Well, we'll find out. You can vote right now. Log on to ESPN.com or NFL.com. Click on the ETV logo. What an enormous break for the New England Patriots if this play holds.
I told you, they don't quit. They never have. I mean, this is the kind of football team that they are. You don't win a Super Bowl by quitting.
So often when your offense struggles, you need your defense to make a play. It happened in the Chicago game last week for New England. Their defense had to make key stops in that game to give the offense a chance.
Is this a game, how many times we talk about this year in, year out? Is this a game of inches? I mean, this is fractions here.
This is toenails.
Sure it is. Look at this ball comes off his toe, up in the air.
Like I said, I think Gannon's throwing it away. I think he's throwing it in the direction of Jerry Porter in the ground.
Well, look at it this way. If he wears a 10.5, it hit his toe. He wears a 10, it hits the ground, it's incomplete.
If he wears an 11, he's got a bad ankle.
Here it comes.
The ruling on the field was that the ball hit the shoe and did not hit the ground. There's nothing from the replay that proves conclusively that the ball hit the ground. It did hit the foot. Therefore, the ruling on the field stands. Result of the play is a touchdown.
What is it about the Oakland Raiders that they have been involved in some of the most bizarre plays in NFL history?
Well, not just that, but how coincidental is it it's against the New England Patriots again? I mean, there's plenty of time left in this game. You got 1:27 left in the third quarter. Raiders look like they're cruising along. All of a sudden, it changes.
Oakland, by the way, out of challenges. They have used both.
And they only have one timeout with over 16 minutes to play in this ball game. And I said before, the Raiders and the Oakland Raiders know that the New England Patriots, they just don't quit.
I'm a little surprised that New England is not going for two. This would make it 24-13.
Yeah, but still they're only down by 11. So that's a touchdown, a two-pointer, and a field goal.
Point after is good. Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, last year the Patriots were the definition of team, and sometimes with success can come separation. Guys who weren't stars are stars now. Teddy Bruschi doesn't believe that the dynamics of this team changed with the success of the Super Bowl. He thinks they can recapture that magic. Of course, the way they played tonight goes a long way toward doing that. Bruschi doing his part on that last play.
And you know, Susie, you mentioned a word, repeat, and it's something that Bill Belichick tried to stay away from. He doesn't want them to think of repeating. He wants them to think of going out and winning a championship all by itself.
But I can tell you this, their psychology, they won 13 in a row until they went on that 4-game skid. This football team, the New England football team, didn't know how to deal with losing again. They went into a real funk for a couple of weeks, and it bothered them. Now they have a new life, a new opportunity in a game that seemed like it was going to get away from them. Teddy Bruschi was a defensive tackle at Arizona, had 52 sacks, tied Derek Thomas for the record for his career in college. Now he's playing linebacker. And, of course, Ted Johnson is backing him up because he's playing really good at linebacker.
And Ted Johnson is such a wonderful player who is finally healthy and able to contribute. Marcus Knight is deep. Takes it at the 7. Lost the ball, got it back. Holy cow, that was almost another huge break. Leonard Myers took it away from him, but Marcus Knight pounced on it. Tuesday night, catch NBA Fast Break on ESPN2 for exclusive in-progress highlights of all the NBA games. Your hosts, Kevin Frazier, Sean Elliott, and Tim Legler. It's all on the NBA Fast Break on ESPN2, Tuesday at 9 Eastern.
How about those Dallas Mavericks? Rolling along at 10-0. And when will the Shaq be back? I
saw him in the burger the other day.
He's back.
Wheatley is the running back, and he'll get the carry. Lost his footing and goes down at the 27.
Mike Vrabel makes a terrific play, manages to get penetration and get Wheatley to trip up.
I really thought that tonight, you know, we had talked about this Friday, watching these guys practice, and look at what's happened to this team. I thought, really, that Jerry Porter would be big in this football game.
I still believe that he will, but I think there's got to be a place where he's going to have to make a play. They run a lot of 3-receiver sets.
He had 37 catches coming in. Porter's number 84. And Gannon has this one batted down. Bruschi appeared to get a hand on it. And it will be 3rd and long. And clearly, the momentum has shifted to the New England Patriots.
Raiders have to come up with a play here to not put New England back on the field, because if they punt from where the line of scrimmage is, they're going to, Pats are going to wind up with good field position.
3rd and 9 with 38 seconds to go, 3rd quarter.
Jerry Rice.
Four-man rush. Look at the time Gannon has. Throws complete up to the 38. That'll be a first down catch by Jerry Rice. His 4th.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah, you know what's amazing about it? Look at this offensive line, and how long can you cover Jerry Rice? Now, you know, Ty Law was telling us, when Gannon has this much time to throw the ball, we can't stay with these people that long. And watch Gannon. He waits, and then he sees Jerry Rice down by the 40-yard line, and, man, he hits him with the ball. That's perfect, and that's offensive line.
I don't care who has the ball. If you have that much time, you're going to complete them.
1,428 catches for Jerry Rice. End of the 3rd quarter. Raiders 24, Pats 13.
Better time than Quad Fair. Come in today.
Raiders on top as we start the 4th quarter, 24-13. Here's our game track. It's been a tough night for Tom Brady, including a critical fumble that led to a Raiders touchdown. And Teddy Bruschi, with a break of the night, takes a ball that comes off a foot of a player and races it back for a 46-yard interception return. Rich Gannon, 247 yards throwing to give his team an early lead. And Zach Crockett has done the dirty work in close. Two-yard touchdown carries.
That is a dirty job to run the ball 2 yards for a touchdown twice, huh? That's hard to take.
Specialist, I'm telling you, nothing but specialist.
Well, you don't
1 to 2 yard specialist.
You don't get a chance to break a sweat. You come to the sideline, everybody's the only beating up you get is when all your teammates are whacking you for getting a touchdown.
First down, Raiders, their own 39. Charlie Garner.
Oh, man.
Garner to the Patriot 46, finally stopped by Victor Green. He just snuck through that hole.
He dipped. He kind of dipped. I mean, the offensive line is blank. You're right behind him. Watch this. Watch him dip. Bink, underneath, out into the open. I mean, is this cool or not? Here he comes. He sees the hole. Down he dips. Up he comes. First down.
They caught New England with 2 down defensive linemen and 2 linebackers standing up to that side. And those linebackers are not going to be able to see around Mo Collins and Lincoln Kennedy.
Charlie Garner over 100 yards in total offense again. 65 on the receiving end. And Gannon, under pressure, wanted the screen to Garner and throws it away.
That time he made sure it didn't hit anybody's foot.
No intentional grounding. It was the feet of an eligible receiver. Third down.
It will be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders.
Correction, second down.
And Ed Hockley came on and explained that it was not intentional grounding because it was a screen, and he threw it at the feet of the receiver.
There's a guy that knows all the rules. But you know, the nice thing about Hockley, though, he knows how to explain the rules. So even Joe understands it. Joe doesn't criticize him anymore.
Thank you. Yes, I do. I like to know what's going on. That's right.
2nd and 10. Garner tries to take it outside. Now cuts it back. A step away from making it a big one. As it was, he got down to the 39-yard line.
You'll notice that the Raiders have not really tried to go down the field. They've turned this into a ball control offense with Rich Gannon in charge, and now Charlie Garner and Tyrone Wheatley contributing. A couple of weeks ago, they really tried to run the football against San Francisco, lost their identity a little bit. Bill Callahan says our passing game is just an extension of how we want to run the football.
Just a long and 3. Just a long handoff.
That's all.
Patriots show blitz and come with it. Gannon hit as he threw. And Tim Brown was back there, never had a shot at it.
And we got a flag on the play. Willie McGinnis was back there.
Nice coverage by Terrell Buckley.
Oh, this is hands to the face by the Raiders.
Barry Sims, number 65, their left tackle.
Holding, offense number 63. The penalty is declined, brings up 4th down.
Didn't want to give Gannon an extra crack at it, and I can hardly blame them. Barrett Robbins called for the penalty.
The center.
Right in the middle.
Well, he does. He tackles Willie McGinnis, and that's a good call by the official.
Boy, Willie McGinnis just almost got to that ball.
So Leckler will come on to punt. And Troy Brown, the all-time leading punt returner in New England history, is back. Fair catch made at the 8. 32-yard punt, but beautifully placed. It's 24-13. Do the Pats have another comeback in them?
You ask me if there'll come a time when I grow tired of you. Never my love.
Yeah. I'm on a 10 o'clock flight.
Business trip, huh? Remember, you can achieve success anywhere. For example, I've caught touchdown passes in all these cities.
Jerry, but I've thrown touchdown passes in all of these cities.
I was here first, Steve.
So?
You backup quarterback?
Butterfingers.
You pretty boy.
Slowpoke.
Wherever business takes you, Courtyard has what you need to be successful.
Sports analyst.
Step away from the vehicle.
Now make 3 stays and earn 2 free nights. Call 1-888-MARRIOTT. Courtyard, your Marriott awaits.
Oh.
BMW Z4 Roadster, the ultimate driving machine.
ESPN Sunday Night Football brought to you by Heineken. It's all about the beer. Heineken. Computer Associates, the software that manages e-business. Courtyard, your Marriott awaits. And the new BMW Z4 Roadster. Aerial coverage courtesy of Southwest Airlines. I can't imagine what the noise sounds like in this place without headsets. It must be deafening. Huh? Brady to throw from his goal line. Hit as he throws. Ruled incomplete.
Trace Armstrong again.
Penalty flag in the field.
And there's a penalty marker down at the 4.
Trace Armstrong is just eating up Greg Robinson-Randall.
The ruling on the field was the pass was incomplete. It hit the back of an ineligible player, which is a 5-yard penalty.
Doesn't it count if the quarterback's getting whacked?
Nope, doesn't count at all.
Here it comes. Trace Armstrong from the left of your screen. He is there. Bang. That's a fumble. That ball's all the way back. That's a fumble.
Has it started forward in the slightest way?
No. But the only problem is they've used their 2 calls.
An eligible player of the offense, number 67. Half the distance to the goal, repeat first down.
Paul, you bring up
challenge it no matter what.
Paul brings up a great. They've used both their challenges and they couldn't go for it.
Look at his arm. It's back when Trace Armstrong hits him. It's
coming forward.
Okay.
But that's a great angle.
But it would be review. I would have taken a shot at reviewing it, especially backed up down here. You can't tell on that angle as much as you can on the
looks like it's hit.
Well, remember, they ruled it incomplete, so they wouldn't have gotten the ball anyway. Antoine Smith crosses the 5 to about the 6. That one came out. No signal yet. The Raiders come up with it. Charles Woodson takes it in. Was he down or not?
New England does have challenges left.
The player was ruled down by contact. There was no fumble. Second down.
I'll tell you one thing, Hockey has got to get this game under control. I mean, they really do. They've done a pretty good job up until now. But look at this. Is he down? That ball's coming out.
I agree.
That ball's coming out. But he's rolled down, so it doesn't make any difference.
Can't review it.
Thank you.
And they can't challenge it anyway. Brown gets it out to the 15-yard line. You think the fans here are getting just slightly irritated?
Well, that one was a fumble. I believe that one was a fumble that wasn't reviewable. And, Paul, I think Ed Hockley has made some points. I mean, he is making decisions right away.
All right, but take a look at this ball. Right or wrong. I mean, this here, that ball's coming out. Then his knee is down on the ground. That's a fumble.
No question. But the whistle had blown.
Big third down for the Patriots. They need to keep this going, and they get it to the tight end, Cam Cleland.
And where is the spot going to be? That's what's going to be so critical.
First down.
They needed to reach the 24, and they did easily.
Now time does become a factor for the Patriots. 12 minutes to go in the quarter. They're going to have
19, excuse me.
They're going to have to hit some bigger plays than 5- and 6-yard passes.
They need 2 scores, down 24-13. 4-man rush, good protection. Brown over the middle, ducks under a tackle. Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, in addition to Tom Brady's great attributes, smart, tough, great leadership presence, he's also incredibly clutch. He has led 7 game-winning drives in the 4th quarter overtime and just 26 career starts. In fact, the last time we saw these guys on a Sunday night, he almost came back against the Rams.
And he did come back last week against the Bears after being down 27-6. Brady again, Cam Cleveland, the big tight end, rumbling across the 45 to the 47. Cleveland is quite a story, a guy who broke in with New England, or broke in with New Orleans and had 54 catches as a rookie. He has suffered 3 Achilles ruptures since then.
2 on the same foot.
It's hard to imagine he's still out there.
And really, the Pats needed him. They got Fourier, and then all of a sudden, Cleveland became available. Then the draft came up. They wound up with Daniel Graham. So they got 3 different tight ends than they had a year ago and getting a lot more production out of it.
1st and 10, the Patriots offense trying to come alive. Brady throws too low and behind David Patton. Torrey James was right there.
Tom Brady wears a wristband with plays on it. You can see it on his left arm. And the reason why that's there is not necessarily for plays that are called from Charlie Wise, the offensive coordinator, during the course of a game, but for this particular situation in a 2-minute offense. So he can relay to the other players as quick as possible the plays that need to be called.
2nd and 10.
You also see the offensive lineman wearing it.
Pressure coming. Patton makes the catch. And very close to the sticks. Torrey James with good coverage, but he couldn't stop the completion.
I think David Patton has a shot at running by Torrey James. He's been open a couple times. He and Branch both are their big play guys with speed. And he could be one that you could just cut loose.
And they're saying this is still 3rd down and inches. It looks very close to the marker. No measurement. Smith on the draw, fighting for additional yardage, but I don't think he even got back to the line of scrimmage.
He did not. You know what? Can't you ask for a measurement when it's that close?
Sure you can. They can deny it.
It's not a question of stopping momentum. It's a question of being able to ask for a measurement.
Let me tell you, I would ask for a measurement here because I just don't know. I don't know what I'd call in this case as a coach.
Yeah, but I don't think you can now. It's going to be refused because the ball is so far back. But before that, it was right up next to the 42-yard line.
4th and inches.
Last time this happened with a 4th down, Tom Brady quarterback sneak.
Gonna throw for it this time, and it's incomplete, intended for Patton, and broken up by James. The Raiders stand tall on defense, stop 3rd and inches, and then 4th and inches, and take over on downs.
Tonight on SportsCenter, a candid Al Davis.
I think I've done what I wanted.
A 4 TD performance, but perhaps his last of the season. And the Pack can't clinch. While this guy does. SportsCenter after the game, ESPN.
The legend of the Mummy, the destiny of the Scorpion King. Dish On Demand pay-per-view presents the Mummy Scorpion King double feature. Watch an all-day Dish ticket presentation of the Mummy and the Scorpion King for only $4.99. November 15th through November 30th on Channel 508. Order by remote or by calling 1-877-DISH-PPV. Order the Mummy Scorpion King double feature today, only on Dish On Demand pay-per-view. The Mummy, The Rock. You don't want to miss this.
Tired of the same old routine, hanging around for something to watch? Drop in for something better. Dish On Demand pay-per-view has the newest movies on television, live World Championship boxing, pro wrestling's biggest events, college sports packages, even soccer and cricket from around the world. It's an incredible variety of entertainment you won't find anywhere else. Tonight, tune into channels 450 to 525 and take a break from routine TV.
I've got one word for you. Movies! I'm talking Hollywood's big new hit movies.
Let's go!
The
Star Super Pack is #1 in new hit movies. Movies like Black Hawk Down.
We got a Black Hawk Down, we got a Black Hawk Down.
Spy Game, and so many more. The Star Super Pack. It's 8 great movie channels. That's over 400 different movie choices each month, all for only $11.99. So pick up the phone.
Call now! 1-800-333-DISH. Order the Star Super Pack today!
I've always wanted to do that.
Raiders on top, 24-13, 9:29 to go in the game.
This is 4th down. You've got about a half a yard. You've got an empty backfield. You make a very difficult play out of something that shouldn't be that hard, and you give the Raiders good field position and an opportunity to take a lot more time off the clock.
Charlie Garner picks up 9. I was really surprised they didn't go with a quarterback keeper on 3rd down because, as you said, Brady had been successful the last time they had that situation.
I mean, to me, they should have never got the 4th and inches, right? I mean, Paul wouldn't keep the drive alive. Don't put the ball in the air. And the last thing you want to do is turn around and hand the ball to a halfback that's 5 yards deep in the backfield. I think Tom Brady lost a little bit of control of where he was in the football game. I don't think he quite understood what the circumstance was. If that was the case, he's called plays before. Go for the 1st down.
Garner trying to get to the sticks, and Bruschi, the first one there, then got help and pulled him back.
Well, I agree totally because I don't try to second guess coaches, but when you got, they already did it once in the first half in this football game. When you had 3rd and inches, and you got Brady, who is 6'4", and you got an offensive line that's been blocking pretty good for you in the middle of the field, go for it.
See, I agree with you. It's not a question of second guessing, but there are fundamentals of the game that you have to follow, and I think that would have been one of them.
All right, here's the point now that I tried to make before when it was 3rd down and short. They didn't give them. This thing is almost a yard for a 1st down, okay?
Why?
But they're getting a measurement.
Why?
Look how much further this is, and they're getting a measurement. On 3rd down, he should have called them in and gotten a measurement.
And New England's looked like it was maybe 2-3 inches.
Oh,
both
they
times.
were there.
Right.
They were there. I mean, I don't even understand this part.
The other thing it does is I believe that you should have the right to review it if it's that close, because it can change what the coach wants to do. Gives a coach to think about the play he wants to call.
Sure.
Gives him an opportunity to think about his personnel packages. Maybe he wants to substitute the big package and then have Tom Brady ground it. There are a lot of other things that could have factored into the play.
Well, here's the short yardage specialist again, Zach Crockett, checking in on 3rd and short.
Well, he's averaged 2 yards a carry.
The defense is going. Number 32.
Ritchie in front of him in the eye. Crockett lowers his shoulder, has it easily. And that big offensive line just overpowers New England.
Hey, you got that big load up front. You got number 40, Ritchie, in front of you when you're running. Watch this offensive line attack. And Ritchie gets into the hole. He gets a great block on Lawyer Malloy. Number 36, bang, right there, and look at this.
But it's also the difference in knowing what the distance is so you can get your short yardage group on the field to have a chance to pick it up.
Crockett has done his job. They put him in 3 times. He's carried 3 times for 2 touchdowns and a 1st down.
No, he's tired. He's sitting down, taking oxygen.
Gannon throws to Rice, and Jerry Rice to the New England 35-yard line. His 5th catch of the night.
You know what's really terrible? You got, I mean, it is. You got Tim Brown, who's trying to catch Jerry Rice, who's on the same team. And you can't catch Jerry Rice unless Tim Brown plays 20 more years.
But I want to show you something. Watch how aware Jerry Rice is where he is on the field. He knows he's a yard short right now. Watch what he does. He doesn't try and dance around and get cute. He lunges and picks up the 1st down. Total awareness of what the presence is on the field.
Jerry Rice with a chance for a 100-catch season in his first 1,000-yard season since '97.
Charlie Garner coming into this evening was very balanced. 520 yards rushing, 554 receiving, and equally as productive this evening. Big screen play headed towards the goal line. Gets them real close. They wind up scoring. A critical 1st down, little dump off. Now he bursts through the hole with a big play on the last drive. Total yards.
Quietly.
And you see, almost what he's been all year to them. He is their balanced attack.
His career average per rush is better than 4.6 yards a carry. That is the best of any active player. Takes it down to the 30.
You know what I like about the National Football League, and there are some rare cases in it, but when you talk to these guys...
Gives us a job.
Yeah, it gives us a job, something to do a Sunday night. But you know, the nice part about it is that most of these guys, most of them, are saying, all I want to do is help my team win. Numbers don't mean anything to these guys. It really doesn't. I mean, you get them. You talk to Jerry Rice. We did a game earlier. He had no idea of some of the things that you told him. It was amazing to him and what he has already done.
Rich Gannon could care less about setting
exactly.
Really eating up the clock here, down to 5.5 minutes. Garner on the toss. Ooh, what a play by Otis Smith. He went right under the blocker, got the blocker, and got Garner as well. 13-year veteran out of Missouri.
He goes low to take on the blocker. All you need to do is throw your body down and create a traffic jam, and Roman Pfeiffer will come and help you out.
Janikowski comes on for the field goal. He has had trouble from long range this year. This will be from 49. Blocked. And Janikowski cannot convert. And the Patriots still down by only 11 points, but running out of time here in Oakland. Back to the black hole after this.
BMW Z4 Roadster, the ultimate driving machine.
If you can make the 3 happen, that'd be good. My baby! My baby!
A little too worried about the safety of data on your wireless devices? Not with our software. Wireless infrastructure management software from Computer Associates.
I'm Max Kellerman. I want to tell you about my new show. The idea is simple. People here think the people here don't know anything about sports. Around the Horn is going to bring sports experts together, and I'm keeping score.
Around the Horn, weekdays at 5 Eastern on ESPN.
Welcome back to Oakland. The Patriots trailing the Raiders 13-24. Tom Brady figures it's time to go to that other sheet, the magical one that wins football games. And you'll see there are fewer plays listed on this one, and now he'll have an opportunity to be able to make fewer selections and hopefully bigger gains.
Pressure up the middle. Brady goes down, throws, hits the umpire, but I believe they're going to rule him down, and they do. It's a sack by Rod Coleman.
Was this back was sacked? He was down by contact before he threw the ball. Second down.
When you looked at the Raider defense, the only guy that was at least 15 yards off the line of scrimmage was Rod Woodson. All 10 other guys on the Raider defense were up within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Here now you only have 2 guys that are deep, and everybody's up near the line of scrimmage.
Well, the Raiders said they wanted to stay and play aggressive. They're not going to back off and give him a chance to work his way down the field.
Coleman got his second sack of the night. This one is complete to Brown out to the 42. You know, the Raider drive only went 25 yards, but it accomplished its purpose. It took 5 minutes off the clock.
And the Pats are going to have to start to get bigger chunks or get the plays off a lot quicker.
Brady throws behind Brown. Well, you got to give a lot of credit tonight to this Raider defense. The secondary has been very, very good.
Chuck Bresnahan told me that they really have started to come together. You think about the fact that 10 of those guys are different starters from a year ago. 10 on the defensive side. It takes a while to be able to get the Sam Adams back in shape who had no mini camps. John Perella to understand it. Trace Armstrong, who only played 3 games last year. Charles Woodson has missed 6 games this year.
This is it, 4th and 6. And they've got to hurry to beat the play clock. And Brady has to burn a timeout. Boy, that hurts. Only 1 left, 3:46 to go.
Tonight on SportsCenter, a candid Al Davis.
I think I've done what I wanted.
A 4 TD performance, but perhaps his last of the season. And the Pack can't clinch. While this guy does. SportsCenter after the game, ESPN.
Today, something new will happen. A new idea, a new medicine, or a new invention will revolutionize your world. At Tech TV, new is what we do every day. Innovative television about new and life-changing technology. See the world of technology through the eyes of one truly original television network, Tech TV. New things. Turn us on.
Available on Dish Network, Channel 191.
I'm here with Pete, Tiny, Goat, and Bubba to demonstrate how Panasonic Sonic Max shavers power through the toughest beards. Okay, who's first? At 13,000 RPMs, nothing slows it down.
Smooth, nice, beautiful.
So easy to clean. Sonic Max, you'll love it for life. Well, I mean forever!
Panasonic, ideas for life.
Life needs the Caribbean. Call your travel agent or visit GoCaribbean.com.
SportsCenter coming up with John Anderson and Scott Van Pelt. Is Donovan McNabb's season over? This is the Tuck 2 game. And just talk, baby. Al Davis is the Sunday night conversation. Here's the ball game, 4th and 6 for the Patriots. Trace Armstrong, incomplete pass.
Trace Armstrong,
14-year veteran, did it again.
37 years old. Trace Armstrong, a guy that just does not ever quit. They came around the outside again. He's killing Greg Robinson-Randall.
He just runs right around the corner. Brady tries to step up and manages to flick the ball out. Barely. Everybody else is blocking. They're blocking Coleman with 3 people.
Well, Armstrong just had a sensational night from the outside. Pressure all evening long.
Chuck Bresnahan, his defensive coach. Chuck talked about this defense. He said, we have to do 3 things. We've got to tackle well, which they did, get off the field on 3rd down, which they did, and create turnovers, which they did. I'd say they ran the table tonight defensively.
Now Wheatley comes in the tailback. 3:41 to go in the game. New England has already burned 2 timeouts. They only have 1 left. Wheatley wraps up the ball and then pounds down to the 34.
And a flag on the play again. It'll be holding against the Oakland Raiders.
They don't care.
Holding, offense number 72, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Look at the Raiders, what they did tonight to Brady. 7 hurries, 3 hits, 7 knockdowns, and 4 sacks. And this is what New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, said that they needed to do in order to win the game against the Oakland Raiders. They needed to do that against Rich Gannon. They didn't get it done.
That's how they want, and really, that's how they wound up losing the 4 in a row. The other thing is that forced fumble was the turning point, I believe, in the football game. It gave the Raiders an opportunity to be able to go up a lot of points in the second half.
One interesting thing about the Raiders, you used to hear Jimmy Johnson say he didn't want older players because they got hurt. Well, they've had some injuries on this team, but none of the older players have been hurt.
No, all the young guys.
Gannon goes back to throw and throws a strike to who else? Jerry Rice.
You've noticed
41.
Offensively, they've stayed aggressive, and certainly defensively tonight, they've been all over Trace Armstrong. Tom Brady. There's Cooper making the play. Now Armstrong again. Here comes Armstrong for the second time on Brady. That's just the amount of times that he's been taken down. Think of the other times that he's had the hits as well.
Number 3 all-time among active sackers. Gannon to throw again. Tim Brown. Ty Law makes the tackle, but it's at the 14-yard line.
You know what? I just remember yesterday again what Ty Law told us, and I think you said it earlier, Joe, that in these Raiders thing, they're receivers. Brown, Rice, they don't quit. They'll give you 100% every single down for 60 minutes of the ball game. And here's a play, the very first time that they went deep downfield, they complete the pass.
29 yards to Tim Brown.
Ty Law also said the first time he played against Jerry Rice, he had nothing to lose. He didn't care. Now he cares an awful lot against both Rice and Brown. Done a good job, basically, except for that one play tonight.
Crockett dives to the 8. And the Raiders, their only job right now, hold on to the football. They're up by 11. The 2-minute warning will stop the clock, but New England only has 1 timeout left. 2 minutes to go. It's an 11-point lead for Oakland.
Kids ignore me, my dog ignores me, and now my remote ignores me.
Talk to LiftMaster and get the world's #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Our handy wireless keyless entry mounts on your door frame to open your garage door without a remote control or keys. The temporary private password option is great for friends and service people. Buy a LiftMaster and get a free mini remote control, a $34.95 value. Hurry, offer ends November 27th.
BMW Z4 Roadster, the ultimate driving machine.
You so slick, hood, know every trick now. You know I want it so bad. You know I need it, I can't believe it. So come on, baby, please believe it. Got to give it to me. You got to give it to me.
Access NFL.com to vote for your favorite NFL All-Stars. The Pro Bowl ballot is online exclusively at NFL.com.
John Anderson and Scott Van Pelt standing by for SportsCenter. They'll have all the NFL highlights and updates for you, as well as everything else going on in sports. We'll look forward to that. The Raiders have racked up 388 yards tonight, doubling the offense of the New England Patriots.
Talked to Mark Trestman, the offensive coordinator of the Raiders, and he said if we can get 250 yards against this defense throwing the football, I'd be very, very pleased. And they've done an excellent job again tonight. Of course, Rich Gannon had 7 300-yard games. Actually, the least yards he got in those games was 332.
Second down from the 8. Crockett taken down at the 10 by Ted Johnson.
You notice one thing you notice about the New England Patriot team and also the Raider team? When these guys make a play, a tackle, they don't jump up and go dancing.
Boy, you're right.
They don't. They make a play, they get in the huddle. They're professionals.
You know what? That's what they're out there to do, isn't it?
You know what
they're getting paid for.
That's what happens when you have a bunch of veterans. They expect to do the job that they're doing. They do it extremely well, and then they go back. I think you waste a lot of energy and time trying to draw attention to yourself.
3rd and 6. Play action by Gannon, wants to throw. Rich, he can't hold it.
You know, I love the way Rich Gannon looks. Look at him. Yeah, what are you doing? I'm throwing you the ball, you don't catch it. I love the way he looks at people after he throws them and they don't catch the ball. You know, he almost forces you to catch it, or you get his wrath.
He's got that Dan Marino attitude, that glare.
You know, he just looks at people. There's Mark Trestman sitting in front of him. Offensive coordinator now taking over for John Gruden. A little bit of a different style for the Raiders. Instead of being as horizontal, they're a little more vertical as a football team.
Janikowski will drive from 28. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Now 2 for 3. Take a look at the standings. It affects both the AFC East and the AFC West. Miami will be in first place all alone at 6 and 4. New England, the Jets, and Buffalo all 5-5. And in the West, Denver and San Diego will have a 1-game lead over the Oakland Raiders. Kansas City only 2 back. You wanted parity, you got parity.
Boy, have you got it. You know, when you look at the Raiders and the Miami Dolphins, they both lose 4 games in a row, right? New England loses 4 games in a row. They're all there.
Well, part of the things Miami's looking at getting Jay Fiedler back in a couple weeks, and Ray Lucas got off the schneid a little bit today. He managed to win that one. But the other thing about these football teams is, you know, in these divisions that there's going to be one division champion, and probably one of the wild cards may come out of here. So you don't want to be 3rd in these divisions. You don't want to be 11-5 and be in 3rd place.
2-touchdown lead. The Patriots' only hope, a quick score, an onside kick, and another one. I don't think I've ever seen a year where teams use their timeouts too early as much as this season. And then you come down to this point, you need them desperately, and they're not there.
There's a lot of communication that's going on. You spread out people. The verbiage in offenses has grown, and I think that's part of the contribution to it.
Look out.
Kevin Falk on the return. Midfield and more. Kevin Falk. Are you kidding? Kevin Falk, touchdown, 86 yards. Well, we said they needed a quick score.
60 minutes of football, boys and girls.
These are the New England Patriots.
See, I'll tell you, Sebastian Janikowski should have made the tackle. Look at it. He's not doing anything. Look at Sebastian Janikowski. He does nothing.
They basically have 10 guys in coverage.
He's going to come over here. Look at that. Watch this.
Marcus Knight has a shot at him. Doesn't make the play. Kevin Falk, in his own way, has been so big in the previous 2 weeks to this game. And now you see his contribution tonight.
Yes, he had. And now it is a 1-touchdown game with 59 seconds to go. And, Joe, you mentioned Falk had been so big the last 2 weeks. Last week, 7 catches, 109 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This is the first time he touched the ball tonight, and he goes 86 yards for a score.
You know what's amazing? That when you look at this score, 27-20, 59 seconds remaining in the game, and the New England offense has done 0. They have done nothing this entire night.
You know what? It reminds you a little bit of the Super Bowl against the Rams. For 58 minutes, it was back and forth. It was close. The Rams couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. And then at the end of the game, the offense came alive and gave Adam Vinatieri a chance to go out and make them world champions. But The Pats have found a way to hang around.
Next Sunday night at 7:30, Chris Berman and Tom Jackson will have NFL primetime. And then Peyton Manning and the Colts travel to Denver to take on Brian Griese and the Broncos on ESPN's Sunday Night Football at 8:30. We hope it's as good as this one.
You got two first-place teams. The Colts are tied at the top with Tennessee. Of course, you know where Denver is. They're at the top in this division.
I think that everybody that watches Sunday Night Football have finally realized, don't go to bed. Don't go anywhere.
We're not keeping you up real late. You get a chance to go to work with a good night's rest because we're going to entertain you.
The Patriots have not scored an offensive touchdown tonight. They have 2 field goals, an interception return, and a kickoff return. And Tom Brady saying, just give me one more shot.
This is total mayhem right here.
And Torrey James covers the onside kick attempt.
Well, you know, I mean, that's good if there's only one guy on this weak side. But there happen to be 3 black shirts on this weak side.
I think he got a very favorable bounce. If that ball winds up going any other place or getting bounced around, maybe there's a chance that Deion Branch has a chance to make the play. Now, the ball's actually going to go to your right.
Yeah, but
and now
the guys are over here.
If that thing bounces, you know, maybe, just maybe there's an opportunity. Actually, it's David Givens.
At best, it was 1 against 2.
At best.
Versus 9 against the world.
New England with 1 timeout left. They spend it here. It's the last time they can stop the clock.
And flags everywhere, Michael. Everywhere.
12 men on the defense, 5-yard penalty. So first down.
Insult to injury for Bill Belichick.
Take a look at who the Raiders have left on their schedule. Get Arizona, the Jets, and then you go San Diego, Miami, Denver, and Kansas City. So 3 of the last 4 are in the division.
They have to earn it, wouldn't they?
Yep. And New England is in a very similar situation, as a matter of fact. Both of these teams will finish with 2 home games, the 22nd and the 29th.
1st and 5. Gannon will take a knee. You remember the movie The Wrath of Khan? Ricardo Montalban said, revenge is a dish best served cold. It was served cold tonight here in Oakland, right out of the fridge.
And the Patriots can look at themselves and say, we created our own demise. I think the Tom Brady fumble was huge in this game. They get a break when Bruschi winds up having the ball that bounced in the air, runs it in for a touchdown. They're right back in it, and then comes the fumble.
The fans in Oakland have waited a long time for this. Most of them still seething after the playoffs last year. Revenge is sweet at home against the New England Patriots. The final score, Oakland 27, New England 20. For Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Susie Colbert, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Network Associates Coliseum. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
ESPN, thank you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.